Yep.
Oh, wow,
that's A. Yeah, you know the A. So yeah, I mean, let's tell you this: we're all planning to come back on air and let's go like yay! Like, I think we did it. The practice was even better. But anyways, welcome to the show. Good morning. I don't know how you're feeling this morning, but we are like feeling so much alive right here in the studio and broadcasting live on your screens and of course on Plus 89.9 FM as well. Welcome to the Culture Daily.
Yeah. This is the culture Ampa.
You know what? This reminds me of 3 years ago or 2 years ago when we were hosting the 3 Music Awards, a virtual edition, standing in a room with nobody in there and, imagining people picking up the awards and imagining the applause and the
Did
noise.
you see a psychiatrist after?
because that would be some mental drain.
Like it was,
That would be some
imaginary
mental drain.
friends.
Imaginary friends, I'm sure when I go home afterwards, I probably saw some people, I saw things, but
I bet you did, because then the whole
but
process
my
of having
tribe
to...
saved me, you understand?
Your tribe?
Yes, it's a very powerful tribe, where I come from. Yeah.
There's
The
antivirus.
combination.
There's antivirus on
The
it.
combination.
If you
The
don't get
combination.
There's antivirus. Some things don't enter.
It cannot enter. It stopped them right there. And on that note, well, one more time, you're welcome to the show. Welcome to another great culture this morning. So our lifestyle. We're here to bring you lifestyle conversation and show business conversations happening in Ghana, in Africa, and from the rest of the world. And all you have to do is sit back, relax, and breathe in and enjoy. So guys, how was your night? Now we can go into the night.
Oh, I had a good one.
I'm still facing light
I had
off.
a good one. Really?
Yeah, like this one.
Is it part of the system being down? You can't reload.
No, I think this one. There's this guy, right? There's this guy who just doesn't like our area. He goes
there and just like
he just goes like
let me
switch
turn them. Let me turn them off for today. No life for
he's
you.
like so you won't pay me. Okay, don't worry. And then he deals with that. But anyways, it's all good though. I mean, I had a great night. I slept well, and I've just been thinking about our topic for this morning as well. Where we're looking at let me leave you to do that.
Oh. Well, thanks for asking. My night was also okay. Guys,
You see
Culture Daily.
when Cyril talks and he just opens his eyes, are you trying to scold us?
No, it's because
I don't get it.
They say I look Chinese. My eyes are so small when I'm talking. Nobody can
actually
see. So when
so
I'm
true.
talking,
So
I want to make sure that you are aware I'm asleep.
I just left the difficult
Right.
bit for you to just talk about for us.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we're going to be delving into a lot of the music business, entertainment business, and how you meet certain hurdles and how you're able to navigate and still sustain and be lucrative.
Yeah.
When it comes to business, so
It's not an
that's
easy
it.
thing.
It's not an easy thing.
Some
You don't always get the hit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And if you're not getting the hit, how do you eat? How do the kids go to
I
private
like
school?
that. If you're not getting the hit,
How do you eat? That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Money.
Well, we definitely focused on our musicians or our friends musicians and people who rap, sing, who do music. At certain points in time in their career, they peak so much. And beyond that, the question is, how are they able to turn these frustrations after the peak and when they dip a little bit, still make business sense out of it and survive? Some artists have done it magically. But the question is, how did they do it? Or what are they doing right? Or what are their challenges? What are their fears? And how are they managing the competition, watching other mates of theirs, other industry mates of theirs still be able to soar higher and keep their relevance still going? Well, it's a big question for us this morning. We'd love to hear from you when you join the conversation. It's plus 899 FM, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or make it happen on 3 Music on Facebook. And then on Twitter is 3 Music Networks. On IG, you can check out our beautiful pictures. Okay, we are there. We'll still engage with you on 3 Music Networks. Anyway, what's cooking up on Unpacking this morning, Lenny?
Okay, so on Unpacking today, we are going to be looking at some stories in relation to occultism and having to pull people down in this industry. I think it happens everywhere in the industry, right? Yes, and then also we'll speak to the big event. Is a youthful event, which I'm excited about. It's happening later next week, so I'm going to be talking about that as well, and other stories on Unpacking and Trending Live later on.
You see how she's talking and she's saying, if we go and complain right now, it will be another problem.
How is it going to be another
You see she's changing this
problem?
one.
Oh my goodness.
my
See, because
goodness.
I like the connection when I'm talking
The
to you
intimate
guys.
connection.
Not to Jay,
Foreign.
not to Jay and Cyril, not at all. It's to you guys. I need to be able to,
we are not important.
emote properly. No, you two are very, very important, but let's just keep it logged with
The viewers
me and
come
them.
first.
Yeah, please.
Well,
like
I am
that.
excited about the event coming up, though. You know, it's been happening for a bit, and we'll tell you more about it. Like she said, it's going to be really exciting. You catch all the updates right here on this channel. But please, who didn't score the goal again?
Today, no goals. Today is some money. Today is Tuesday or Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
How do you forget?
Well, stress. But today is a money Wednesday, Charlie. Money, money, money. I'm not going to go deep into it, but all I need to tell you is that we need money because people are blowing money. And some of the money is going to good as well. We have a very touching story about a sportsman who's doing a lot when it comes to giving back, CSR, charity, and impacting the less fortunate. So
Nice.
that's a nice bit.
Yes, I mean, if you have to put your money to good use, right, for the benefits
Yeah.
of other people, even though you don't necessarily owe it to them. And so, yeah, I think it's a good thing when people take that trajectory to want to help the less privileged. So I'm looking forward to that story as well.
All right, so let's do a quick throwback into yesterday's conversation, was focusing heavily on what the industry had for people, for legends, for people who have left, made certain achievements, or chalked certain achievements and milestones, and they pass on. How do we celebrate them? How do we honor them? How do we remember them? Well, we had a really good conversation yesterday, and I think, guys,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what we ended up on though, but at the end of the day, it still comes back to us, trying to find who we should place that responsibility on to be able to help keep certain names going. Because we don't want to forget the likes of Mark Jordan Marty. We don't want to forget the likes of Wache. What's his real name again?
It's called Prince Yawson.
Yeah, Prince
Yawson.
Yawson.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't want to forget the likes of him. Look at Castro. I mean, Castro's music made us dance. We don't want to forget him. What do we do as industry brothers and sisters and the fans to still keep these people's names alive, for them to be remembered? Because we did celebrate them, as well as they gave us so much energy at certain point in time. I don't know what we can do. Should we create maybe an arena, like not an exhibition, sorry, like a
Monument.
for
Like a
monuments,
center.
like a museum, sort of. Do we have a musical museum? We don't have a musical
No,
museum
we
in Ghana.
don't. No, we don't.
Wow,
We don't even have a sports museum.
a sports museum. Just to be able to remember some of these people.
Yeah, and then also maybe name them after certain iconic buildings that may be put up in the future. Maybe now we don't have that, but in the future, moving forward, name them after, so that then when you see the building, the name is on it. So the name never fades from your memory.
Well, anyways, here at Culture Daily, we still want to remember them. But let's start off with the song of the day to kickstart the show this morning. If you're ready, let's go. 2015 release, Iverson, I beg your pardon, 2015 release, and massive song there, and that's our song of the day this morning. I love that. You know, a couple of days ago, we all came wearing black. I think we were planning to do White Iverson very soon. So watch out for it. You know, it's coming right here on Culture Daily. Anyway, so guys, what do you think? Song of the day?
I like it. I like it when it came out. Story is basically him trying to sell himself as an underdog, become a champ. That's like Allen Iverson's story in basketball. People didn't really think much of him, but
well, yeah, I mean, on plus 899.9 FM and also on your screens right here on 3 Music. Now we're going to be talking a lot about things that have happened, and you know, I mean, still my heart goes out to the family with regards to Echo Blankson. You would never be forgotten, you know, and we take it upon ourselves to make sure that at least each and every single day we'll always talk about him and his great works together with all other industry players who have passed on. May their souls rest in perfect peace. But this morning on the show, though, guys, I want to tell them who's coming on.
I hear George is coming on, George Britton.
And then Ochame and his brother.
And his brother, Flo Kingston.
Yeah.
It's a full house.
It's a full house.
Lots of creative minds, business minds as well.
Well, for someone like Ochame Kwame, I mean, he's managed to keep his brand, you know, very relevant, doing his business as well as music, and he's got music that is being used till today, you know, for various things, especially the one that he dropped recently with regards to, you know, patriotism with Ghana. I've forgotten the title of the song though, but you know, we used it in commercials and. Yeah, the Made in Ghana. Yeah, Made in Ghana jam.
I think he partnered with the Tourist Authority.
But that was in 2020.
For some other stuff,
yeah. And for Flo Kingston, and then he said Fro, but Flo Kingston, you know,
we'll forgive you.
He has been in the UK for a bit, and I saw him do loads of stuff, you know, play some real good shows out there as well. There's a lot of questions I want to ask with regards to whether he had relocated and all, and he also carries this royalty brand around him that I feel he's taking ownership of that space. You know?
Well, maybe it runs in the family, because you know how they all they actually push the whole Made in Ghana, you know.
They love their culture.
Wear Ghana, use Ghana.
They love their Ashanti Kingdom. They love their culture. They love the Ghana patriotism, and they showcase it in their fashion, in their music style, and even how.
And the question is, why aren't they the forefront runners of our industry? With the fact that there is they carry this royalty around them, the Ghanaians around them. Well, it's a big question, but we have put maybe like dancehall and hip hop at the front of our conversation. But we'll get into that when we come on the show with our studio, and when we get back into the studio 899 for that very heavy conversation. But right now, let's get ready to do our starter pack and get some motivation with songs whose lyrics motivate you. with. It's one of my personal favorites coming from Trigmatic, and he knows it very well. If he's doing the watching, hey, good morning, going out to you, Trig. I don't know, well, he'll be sharing an actual story to this song, but if he tells us a lie, I'll tell the truth.
You know. Please do. I mean, I'm waiting to hear
the inside
that.
scoop.
The inside scoop of it, you know.
The
Lovely. I'm waiting for that.
Yes, but
Same.
I like the song. You know, it's a lot of weight that he had to lift off his chest in producing the song, and I think he put his emotions in there. And true, like it goes along to say that sometimes when we feel we have made it, you know, and or you have it, you tend to look down on people. But let's get the lyrics back on the screen, you know, so we can read it out to you in case you missed out on it. I say this world is not your own, because if you die, your body know they go back home. Something, which says that no matter what you do, God is the greatest. The height of a son doesn't mean he's wiser than his dad. Wow, that is deep. Today you hit your chest like you forget. Don't forget tomorrow, it will be my turn. He says, in this hour, if you go the way, you get the power. Blessing rain like shower, make me sweet. Come what this are. Wow. Like, I mean, so
the last line.
I think these lyrics have shut it down for me entirely on all our episodes of Starter Pack. This is just me personally.
It's just
I like the last
bias.
two lines.
It's a bias. Jay's being
No,
biased.
it's not, I'm not being biased. Like how this is
God will
deep.
get the power.
This is deep. Like I wish
like
the
the
lyrics would
last
come back
line.
on the screen, but this is
Actually,
really
like the last
deep.
line.
Like this is so deep, you know.
I like the last line.
Let's get the lyrics back on the screen again. He says, "Look, I have an answer, but I choose to tell you later." Like think about it. I say this world is not your own, because if you die, your body know they go back home. You know, no matter, and in English it says, no matter what you do, God is the greatest. The part that even kills me says, the height of a son doesn't mean he's wiser than his dad. Like,
yeah. No, that's actually really deep. The height of his son. Yeah.
Today you hit your chest like you forget, you know? And
Which happens a lot.
Yeah. You want to
Which
tell
shouldn't be the case.
people?
You want to tell a story.
No. I don't want to tell you anything.
Yeah, like today you hit your chest like you forget, like, you know, and it happens a lot around, you know, we see this a lot. Some people,
rather unfortunate.
People forget quickly.
Yeah, who made them? They forget who made them.
Yeah,
you know,
who helped them.
Get to where they are.
Yeah, and it's not only about money. And then I keep saying that. So for us on television and radio, I keep saying that. I always say big shouts go out to the production team and the technical crew. You know, the guy who did the miking, get it? The guy who fixed the mic.
Yeah.
You know, the
everybody.
Like all of them. The guy who shut the turn on the sound. You know, man like Stip. You know,
everybody.
Shouts to man like Stip.
It's a whole 360.
Yeah.
You guys are going to make them take us off air. Do you know?
One of these days, we need to do World Production Crew Day, you know, and celebrate the...
We should have them host one day. That would be a nice... Actually, we own that, We're going to flip it one day. We're going to have Stip here, Ricky there, and then who's... Dempsey.
Dempsey. And then we'll be in there, controlling.
We definitely need to introduce the team
disaster of a broadcast.
Disaster of broadcasting would happen right here on Culture Daily. But it's all good, though. So that was our starter pack with Trigmatic. Later on, we'll try and get Trig on a Zoom call in our studio 899, because he's also one of those budding artists who enjoyed a certain very heavy moment of his time. But Trig took a decision when the Afrobeats set in. And he decided that, listen, he still wanted the Ghanaianness to be continued. So he took on that agenda. But anyways, he's got a better explanation of the song to us. Let's check it out.
So the song Sekinti in itself is like me telling my story. It's one of the songs that came out from within, I was in a situation, I was, in a situation where a partner that I was with at the time, I felt like was sort of like taking advantage of every little thing, that pops up, because, they look at you like, Charlie, I have more than you do, and it happens in life, so at the time I was thinking, how can I channel this energy into a song, and then I realized, like, it's the funny thing is, when I went to the studio to record, I met Akable, and I was talking about my situation. He had gone through the same thing, so it was, the connection was there, and then Oting had also gone through the same thing, and so pretty much, you know, it happens. I mean, like, I'm not against capitalism, but we're in a society where it's like, you know, the rich oppresses the poor, and even within our inner circles, we find ourselves doing it to, you know, to the people we deem, you know, lesser than us. You know, people do it all the time. And so Sikenti is a song that will keep you in a reflective mode. It's a song that will always remind you that you need to treat each and everyone the same, because we're all equal, you know. And so yes, I put in Hausa and I put in some Ga, put in some English, just so I can touch everyone who gets connected to the song. And so yeah, that's what inspired the song Sikenti, because enye wo Sikenti and I was with Titi Obi and I was with Shep Obi. So you can't oppress someone because of what you have and because of the power that you have. You've been given what you've been given just so you can make lives of other people better. Bless.
He spoke the truth. So
That's the story, you know.
That's the actual.
Let's give it up for Trig. Let's give it up for Trig. Yeah. Because, you know,
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, me, I'll lie.
That's what I was going to say. If it was somebody else, the person would have just maxed it in a very nice way and not exactly.
I would lie. Don't concern
exactly.
you. Listen to the song.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's my brother. That's Trig. Well done. Well
he put
done.
it out there. I mean, he had a partner who he felt, you know, was in a position to help, and he had so much, you know, of love, and unfortunately, she kind of. That's it. She actually said, you know, anyway.
Wait, then take show him.
Yeah.
Last,
So
take
he
show
saw.
him.
He saw.
Last he saw.
He saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We like
Trig-
it like that.
Trig took the bullet and, you know, he turned it into good music. But anyway, shouts to Trig. He's one artist that's come a long way. I mean, I have Trigmatic's history from his day one coming into Harsha Studios in Asylum Down right here in Accra, you know, trying to jump onto Hammer's beats and all. And, you know, I remember one time that, you know, I don't actually I should be saying this. Trig, I beg you.
See how you said Trig, I beg you.
Yeah, so I remember, Trig was trying to jump on Hammer's beat, but I think at that time, maybe per Hammer's, what he was looking for
vision,
in direction and vision, he didn't find that in Trig. So remember, Trig was busting his rap in the studio, and then Hammer, I think he walked out, and Trig was just sitting down and alone. So I saw him. I was like, this is small boy B. So I went to him and I said, yo, you don't worry. I mean, the guy is just loaded with pressure. So I took his number, he took mine, and we became good friends. And I also dogged him small for like 1 whole year.
Jesus.
One whole year.
That's not dogging.
Trig was calling and calling and calling. So one Saturday morning, Trig called me, and then I said, you know what, rap and let me hear you again. And Trig started rapping on the phone. Oh my days. The boy rapped his heart out on
because,
phone, no
listen,
beat, a cappella. He rapped, and I said, you know what, Trig, let's go to the studio.
That's an opportunity for him to show what he's missed out on in a year. So it's do or nothing for him that day.
For that year,
He was waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so we went into the studio, you know, I started recording Trig, you know, and the team was building, and then Trigmatic, like Trig, if I give you more history, Trigmatic, I bet Easy.
Jay has been around though.
Yeah, I mean, for 52 years.
52-year-old.
It's not easy.
This is TV. You see that insult that the guys do? They open their 5 fingers like this. I just want to.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I want to double it.
Oh, high five. High five.
For a 52-year-old man.
For a 52-year-old,
You've been
you're not
around.
bad.
And you've done amazing, Jay. Let's not give it
Clap for
up.
Jay, clap for Jay.
Oh,
clap
please,
for Jay.
please cut the show. We are off now. We are done.
Producer, if you can hear me, we need to do an episode on vampires in Accra. Those who don't grow.
Jay at number 1.
Please forget. So that was Trig's story, you know, and yeah, from one Trig to another, he started releasing, and then he started working with this guy we used to call Godfred, aka Achisa.
Yeah. Achisa. Oh man, that's my man.
And then that's where we saw, you know, the evolution of Trigmatic. But anyway, it's all good. I hope that Trig story is motivating enough for you this morning, also because you can also do it. And if you've got the means, don't flex on another person. All right. All right. Now I'm even so emotional. What's coming up next, please? Somebody take the show. I'm done with this.
Okay, so on Unpacking today, Jay's story is just leading me right into it. Because Diamond Platinums, no. Diamond Platinums is speaking about giving young, talented people an opportunity, right? And that's what Jay did with Trig. So it's just...
That guy too. I have problem. Jay did, right? They say Jay did. I have a problem with that guy.
With who?
He flexed me
Platinum?
some flexing beer.
Really?
I'm telling
Listen,
you.
Jay has
you
stories.
met him in a club later or something.
No, that was Omarion. That was Omarion.
wasn't it.
You're like,
I'm
Oh,
telling
this guy,
you,
that
Jay.
one. Me and you with the BT. Yeah, you know.
Oh, I remember, like 2015, right?
Yeah,
Or
that was one of those
2016.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, we were cool. Me, manager with the chat, and I think I was worrying him. I was asking him too many questions. So at the point I realized that he was getting like frustrated, like, who's this guy? Like, you know, but I didn't slap with my questions. I asked him and I said, this guy can't forget. It's okay. I think you stay in East Africa, I'll stay in my West Africa like that. It's all good. When he comes, I remind him.
Yeah.
Please do.
I'm the guy who was pestering you.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
I'm
Do you
the
remember
guy.
me? It was me. The guy who was worrying you.
But yeah, we're talking about that as well, and also talking about Harry's songs, right? He went on a show where they were talking about, having to use external powers, spiritual, evil powers and all of that. And he mentioned names, which I really don't understand. But anyway, I'm talking about these two in Unpacking today.
I can't wait for the story.
Sounds like a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you even say whatever you have to say without mentioning names? But at the point you put a name
Maybe
to
he
it,
wants everybody to be clear on it.
no, but then it has just packed so many things like on social. You don't need to do that.
Maybe he wants the attention as
Or
well. You never know.
that's where I was coming from. And unless you want to be in the news, which he is in now, and aside that as well, there's
He's
another
on
story
Unpacking, isn't he?
in trending. Exactly, but well, it's rather unfortunate that he had to mention names. But
Well, let's squeeze the juice coming up next on Unpacking.
Oh my God! You don't even want to. You don't even want to go there. It's heavy.
So
It's crazy.
okay. The good thing is,
Juju in this industry.
The juju, and now because when I was in secondary school, I heard
I already touched a bit on my story for Unpacking today. Now, it really gets to me because I'm like, unless someone has, I know that people have the argument that, okay, if people do you good, you can mention their names. And so if people do you bad as well, you should be able to mention their names. But it also depends on how sensitive the topic is. Because then it was a discussion, right? They were at a show. And then Harry Songs they asked a question. And I don't even think the names he mentioned were even in relation to the question that was asked. It has just become really, really murky. And I'm like, listen, you should have just saved yourself that whole stress and the drama. Because now, moving on, you mentioned a lot of people's names who are going to be coming at you and, asking for monetary, compensation, and you've defamed them. And it's just really terrible. But anyway, Harry Songs, our first story on Unpacking today. Let's watch this video.
The juju in this industry.
oh my God! You don't even want to. You don't even want to go there. It's heavy.
so
It's crazy.
the good
The
thing is,
juju in this industry.
The juju, and now because when I was in secondary school, I heard about cultism when I was in secondary school. You understand? So all those things now when we come up, we see okay, now so it be, and we can't get orientation. But now in the industry, the cult they take and they brag.
Yes,
I belong to this cult, I belong to that cult. People where you go think say get respect, we humble. Like Skibby stayed in my house. I fed him, gave him money, clothes. They give him clothes for my house. The first house when I struggled, rent for Omole. After the 1 week question mark rent for me I left my better house to come and work with Casey. I left my Egbeda house, 3-bedroom flat with question mark, pay for me,
That
furnish. Kevin Luciano, that's my boss. Every day. I left that house to come and stay with Casey at Omole Phase 2. Now there we go day. Casey, if they sleep, I go to write, they record, do everything for him. Casey came to a Balogun bus stop to beg me to write for him. I believe in that time they were Casey person trying to break up. I was the one that spoke to and begged Del B to believe in Casey. But after the whole thing, when he blew up and I needed to at least fend for myself, get something for myself, because I don't live my own life for you. You know, agree me to go. But when he come internet, come talk, he said, "Nah, he make me." He said he made me. He said he made me. Even Skibby, that was staying in the house that I rented, that they fought me. Why you go rent house? Skibby, where they stay from my house, where they feed. Everything. Skibby insulted me and my wife, where I can't go my wedding for worry. He insulted me and my wife. See, because he don't join cult, I think they do juju.
Oh, wait.
And people, they see them as my friend. Yes. Because now in the cultists, now in they do juju. Now he insulted me and my wife. On my wedding day, I made him my best man. Buy their flights, so they are suit for him. But Stevie insulted me, say, because he don't bad, he don't join cult, now in they do juju now. The fakeness too much, it's too heavy. And there are people that I've been working with for years. I'm telling you, for years. If you call their name, they will say, no, every guy be this. They no be my guys. They be my... See, as a matter of fact, those are my real enemies. It be like when people, they pray. When people, they pray now, they will tell you, say, I pray against your enemies. May they know. But my own...
Pray for your enemies.
My own, I know my enemies by name. I know their address. I get their phone number.
Wow.
Yes, I get their phone number. And I tell you, some months ago, we're there. No, if you see Soso now, you go say Soso now my friend, Abi. Soso is not my friend. He's my enemy. He wants to kill me. He sent people to come and kill me in Port Harcourt. No jokes. This is no joke. Ask my team. Ask everyone.
Wait. I'm sorry. You know we are dropping names right now. Do you have evidence of this?
I have
because
evidence.
Dropping names is actually...
This is no joke. He said it himself. And having to put all of these people's names out there, I'm like, he just went off. Like they're asking you a question to go this way, and then you're going this way. It's a total diversion if you ask me. And the fact that he mentioned people's names, I think that he is emotional, which is right. Because, well, if you know things that have happened to you personally, right? If you know things that have happened to you personally, okay, but is this the right platform to, address such an issue? If you know that, okay, these people are coming at you, or these people want to get you in this particular way, it's the best thing not to do to go and see a higher spiritual authority that you believe in, maybe a pastor or whatever a spiritual authority represents for you, so that you amicably talk about this issue rather than come sit on TV and then mention their names. Plus, I feel like there are some details in this particular thing that he said that were really unnecessary, right? They're just asking you a question. Just go straight to the point rather than to say this person that I fed, this person that lived with me, all of these things. I understand that he may be hurt based on things that have been done to him and things that have been said to him and things that he has heard them say about him. But I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Not to say that these things are not happening in our industry. It happens in our industry, it happens in life, it happens in family, it happens in other industries as well. But it's just how you go about it, right? Now, talking about how you go about things, Diamond Platnumz has said that young talent should be supported. Let's go watch this video.
Platnumz, especially over the last couple of years when the success has been incredible, you've always dragged the business along. Wasafi Radio, Wasafi TV, you created the record label and signing some of the biggest artists to come out of East Africa. Where did that side of Diamond come from?
The reason why I started with the record label, because I understood the way how I went through a lot of hard time when I started my career. I couldn't get a label to sign me and all that, so I went through a lot selling my mom's ring to be able to record. Yeah, I'm telling you. So I was like, you know what, let me start a record label that I can be able to empower more youth. There's a lot of good talent in the world, a lot of talent. And I want a person one day to say, because of Diamond, I'm here today. So I started signing Harmonize, Rayvanny, to Bosso, Lava, Zuchu, Richie Mavoko. My point was I knew I'm lucky to have opportunity, the world to know me. So I said, like, you know what? I think it can be the right time for me to use that to empower more. Yeah, a platform. I can use this platform to empower more artists, like so they can people can see how talented they are. So then after that, I said, you know what? You go to a time and say, I think I need to have a radio station and TV station as well, so that I can be able to empower more. Because some of the artists, maybe I may not sign them, but then through my media, they can get proper airtime. And you know, these airtime things that can be some
facts
can be crazy, and
how difficult it is to get airtime.
You understand? Bro. So I told and the head of music department at my media is my DJ, my brother. And I told RJ, you understand the thing we went through. I don't want to hear that when it comes to the other artists. I want them to get proper airtime. If you see there's a talent, give them airtime.
Keep them.
There's no way I can be able to sign everybody. Are you getting that?
Facts.
Because you will never walk.
Yeah.
He needs step to step. So I said, like, give them airtime. Let them shine. Let them get somewhere. And that was my point. Then the media become very big. Number one back home in Tanzania.
TV, radio.
Yes, TV, radio, and now I'm on Wasafi Bet. Yeah.
Wow.
And this, I totally agree with Diamond Platnumz on. It's actually really good if you identify talent, to give that talent an opportunity to, to blow, to grow, and to shine, right? But I find that in our Ghanaian industry, this is something that I say all the time. It's, even though people give opportunity, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you don't see it happen often. I'd make the comparison with our Nigerian market, right? We see that the Nigerian comedians who are maybe doing skits fresh out, they are able to properly collaborate with the well-established actors, actresses, even the actors and actresses who are, new, they are budding onto the market, are able to also get people who have been established in the industry to come do skits with them and all of that. They are able to, there's this synergy, right? But in our industry, you don't see that a lot. You just see the budding ones trying to, collaborate among themselves. But it takes somebody to want to pull you up, somebody who is already at the top, right? Because then in the end, if that doesn't happen, what will happen is when all those people, well-established people now, when they fade out, then we leave a struggling industry, because then you didn't properly groom people to take your stead, which shouldn't be the case. And so if you are in the place, if you are in that right standing to support people, to groom people, to help people in whatever field, it cuts across not only entertainment, please do, so that at the time when you're old and gray, the legacy continues. All right, so yes, this wraps it up for me on Unpacking. Now remember that you can find us across board on our socials. It's 3Music Networks on Instagram and Twitter, and 3Music on Facebook, 3Music Lifestyle on TikTok, and 3Music Live on Snapchat, as well as Plus 899 FM on Facebook and Instagram, and Plus 899 on Facebook. Cyril NJ, thoughts on these two stories? I mean, I understand that you can be very emotional when it comes to matters of, the spirit, your craft, and all of that. Then I'll also link it to, are these the reasons why Harry Songs hasn't been able to, blow past this, after the reggae played the blues, all of these, a lot of things come into play, right? But yeah, let's delve deeper. Jay.
Jay,
why are you laughing?
They are doing you.
They are doing it, man.
Please, can you say it in various languages? In Ghana, how do you say it?
Hey, Lenny, unless you
I don't know. I'm actually lecture for what is that what it is?
No.
Afebu.
That's they are doing you.
Oh,
and
you want a direct translation?
Olewo.
Okay. Yeah, Afebu.
Ole duo.
They have visited to chook you.
They have chook you.
Then take show chairman.
Yeah, I mean, this is a similar story to what happened between Fuse ODG and Killbeats. It was a similar story where I think, but in that situation, I don't know the details, but what I heard was a miscommunication of what the activity that was going on at Fuse's house in his absence. I think the guys were trying to cook soup or something, and they killed a goat they kill the goat and, pour the blood or something. I don't know. And they say that I don't know how true it is. Like I'm saying, all this is hearsay. I heard the watchman or the security man saw them pouring the goat's blood. And assumed that it was ritual that was being done. And that's what the story was just circulating around on social.
They couldn't buy meat from the butcher.
No, and they had the goat already, so they killed the.
But sometimes serious. Don't do that.
Who buys the goat? Who buys the live goat? Listen, if I want goat soup, Jay, when's the last time you bought a goat?
No.
You've been here 52 December.
Wait, hold on.
How many goats have you bought?
When did this happen? Was it in the December period or so?
I think,
something similar.
Was it, 2 years ago.
But people buy goats and kill
these
all the
days,
time.
even if you call from Instagram, they'll bring you the goat. They cut it, everything for you.
But this wasn't today.
Even when
Cyril
was it?
doesn't seem to believe the story.
Cyril is very young. Cyril is very young.
Yes, I'm very young.
Cyril is very young.
Those of us who are turning 18 this year, we don't understand that you can catch a goat and kill it. When they bring goats, it's already on the plate. So Fuse is also a young guy. Glovo brings goats these days. So they are killing goats there. This early morning, you are making this on the show. I don't understand.
Please, I want to insult you.
Don't insult me, feel free. So we are here together.
But no, you guys, for real, like moving away from the Kill Me Fuse story, right? Mm-hmm. These are things that are actually happening in our industry, and it's not only in the entertainment industry. It's not only happening in Nigeria. We've heard stories of it happening. Even in Black Sherif's song, he kind of touches on his soldiers, and he kind of touches on it. He actually also spoke about Yaw Tog in that song, and then Yaw Tog has also come out to say that he had some attacks, and that's what has not been able to make him produce and create the Yaw Tog standard of songs that we have known him to come out with, right? So it's actually real, is actually happening. But do you think also that how Harry's songs address the issue is the right way?
I mean, the title of the show says "Frankly Speaking."
Yeah, so
I don't see how more frankly you can go.
Frank as it gets. Capital Frank.
Capital Frank. You went all out to talk about what the show is about. So I mean, he said it.
And it was definitely on his heart, right?
Yeah, and he said that he has evidence to it. So I mean, even if it turns legal, he says he has evidence. So we have to just live to see.
I mean, I mentioned that I know he is emotional. But to go the extent of mentioning names, you can say whatever you have to say and just keep out the names. Because once the names come in, those personalities can also come up to say that.
Lenny,
yes?
Mentioning the name is also probably a way of protecting himself. Now, if anybody sees him standing somewhere with those two people, and anything happens to him afterwards, we know who to go and ask. If he had kept them anonymous, if he's really under threat, and he kept those threatening him anonymous, it would have gone against him, because God forbid, knock on wood, tomorrow something will happen and we're wondering who was it. But now he's giving us a list of possible suspects. So
still something can happen. It won't be any of the people he's mentioned.
Yes,
you get what I mean. There's that part as well.
We'll start with the people he's mentioned.
There's that part as well. Okay, so let's just talk about giving people opportunity, giving young talent opportunity. Now, I was going to say Kiddy. Jay mentioned how he did that with Trick. I don't know how Kiddy came into this, but yes, Jay mentioned how he did it with Trick.
52-year-old
with Trick. Now, what would you have to say to people? Because I made that comparison with the industries. What I have seen from afar, right, from in the Nigerian industry, in comparing it to our Ghanaian industry, in giving opportunity and allowing the young ones, show what they've got.
I think that Ghanaian artists have done remarkably well with that. I mean, we've seen, like we said, today we are proud to host Floking Stone. He didn't just come out; it was also through Ochame Kwame that that opportunity, regardless of the relationship between them. Sarkodie is dancing for Strongman. Gave him that elevation as well when he identified opportunity. Stonebwoy, Kelvin Boy, even Stonebwoy, Samini Stonebwoy, as well as another one for us to look at. And all these. I mean, it's been something that's being done consistently, and I give credit to the artists any day for always looking out for themselves. And even the little features that you see. I mean, Last Minute Song is out. You hear him doing a feature with another person. And even kudos to not only artist to artist, I think to media houses, to artists as well. You know, media houses have also
Have supported a lot, yeah.
You know, fresh talent, immense. You know,
Giving
like
them platforms, opportunities
massive platform.
to showcase.
Yeah.
Well,
you know.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. Well, thank you. I think I just remembered why I mentioned Kiddy, because Richie also gave he and Kwame that opportunity. If not, I mean, they wouldn't be the artists they are at this very point. And so let me just mention that Kiddy may just be here on Friday. If you enjoyed that Sinner Soul performance, we are bringing it back on Friday with Kiddy.
All right, thank you very much, Lenny, with the smiles when she says Kitty.
Did you hear when she said it? Did you hear the Let's leave it at
Trigmatic said,
Ye men.
Hey, Kayo, we are here with you. Anyway, my brother, please, so what the sports place, no?
The sports, no. It's like, as the stories come, we realize that we don't have money. That's all I can summarize for you. The stories I'm going to give you today, we realize that we need money.
We don't have money.
We need a scary amount of money because we can chill with it and we can also do good and we can also associate with the right people.
Yeah.
So it's critical to cash out.
Critical.
All
right, Sports Direct coming up next. Don't go away. Check it out.
Welcome back, people. What's good? It's your boy C-Real, Sports Direct. You're still tuned in to Culture Daily. Now, today is a Money Wednesday. And when I say a Money Wednesday, I'm talking big bucks. And I'm starting off my stories straight up in Europe with AC Milan. Now, the Italian champions have recently come off victorious and are celebrating in grand style. Now, usually, maybe they pop a bottle of champagne or maybe they take a nice trip somewhere and have fun. But now, they're going into something serious. For all car lovers, you know LeBron James has been known for a long time to be one of the best in the game. But also, besides being good on the court, he's also been known as an avid collector of classic watches. Now he released, or should I say he unveiled, his latest acquisition, an Audemars Piguet, which cost $110,000 and is customized with blue gems, which he nicknamed Papa Smurf. Now, if you don't know what Papa Smurf is a cartoon character, blue round chubby guy who leads a bunch of other Smurfs as they go on various adventures, mostly getting into trouble and looking for blueberries. Well, Papa Smurf cost $110,000. If you're guessing, that's over 1 million Ghana cedis just for a wristwatch for the man himself, LeBron James. Now, in 2020, GQ chronicled LeBron James' watch collection and made him the sportsman of the year when it came to watch collections. Now, I'm going to run through some of the watches he has. You can check online, you can Google and see the prices and why some of these are the rarest on earth. First off, his collection starts with a Richard Mille RM 1103. He has a Patek Philippe Nautilus, another Richard Mille, which he's customized as the Jean Todt, the Patek Philippe 6102R, Rolex Daytona, as well as a custom-made Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, LeBron James edition. Now, the collection of these watches is going to be skyrocketing over $1 million. And it makes you wonder, like Jay was saying, these sportsmen, these entertainers, they earn so much. And is the money always about splurging and indulging yourself? Or should you be giving back to society and impacting your community? LeBron James has done a bit of that. He's done quite a lot of that in the black community in America. And we say hats off to him. And we say cheers for always staying on time and on point with his watch collection. Now, moving back to CSR and impact in the society, the one of the best leading tennis players in the world, Roger Federer, who is saying he's out of the game now, is still splurging his $550 million net worth around doing charity. Recently, on a trip to Malawi, where he impacted over 900 community-based initiatives, he was caught saying that he loves giving back to society and changing lives and providing a world where the youth can have leverage and an advantage to compete and take advantage of everything that's available to them. Now, I know you're seeing this on your screens, and it's heartwarming to see people make so much money, compete, be world-class athletes, and still find the love in their heart to go back to the bottom of the pyramid and try and impact change. Now, if you know about Malawi, the economic situation there is not the best. But for him to identify that and be giving back his own hard-earned cash and bringing on board partners, it's definitely a win for Roger Federer. Now, let's cut into the video of him doing this great business, and let's check that out.
For Roger Federer, as a president of a foundation, it is crucial to have him in the preschools, on the ground, in rural areas, because only there he can realize what kind of change he can impact with his foundation.
I really loved playing with all the children at the playground and learning through play. I've been doing it with my children for years now, so I'm a little bit of an expert, but we had a great time, a lovely time. So we're about to attend a training session from the mentoring program that we have here in Malawi, where they get educated for early learning. And I'm also happy to know that the Minister of Gender is going to be there, because they're all so crucial to give the children of Malawi a better quality of education for the future.
A visit of Roger Federer in Malawi can open doors and create new dynamics.
That looks like a very heavy investment. He was dealing with the Ministry of Gender while interacting with the kids and talking about constructing schools and a lot of other things. And we must say, those were some very creative and fun-looking name tags on the kids there. Maybe we'll adapt that somewhere, somehow. Now, Jay, Lenny, looking at the duality of being a sports millionaire, from receiving BMWs for free, for being a sportsman and buying $110,000 watches to splurging out in Malawi and impacting lives, what do you think should be the norm when it comes to being a rich celebrity? Is it okay to be splurging on yourself, spending that money, or do you think they need to be redirecting more back into their communities and giving an impact there? Lenny J, what are your thoughts?
Wow, Cyril. I mean, I wish I could even let you touch on this story first, but for me, please, I'm begging you, Cyril. Let's go back to the BMW because the BMW. This is so unfair.
Jay and I were just drooling in the studio.
I'm not a BMW person, so I'm not interested.
And I think it's a very good marketing strategy.
How?
And I mean, we know that people idolize these football players. So once they are using it, people want to use it like unofficial brand ambassadors. And how they related it to the football.
I chose the wrong career.
I know,
I need to come again.
Listen.
This goes back to Jay's argument about celebrities and football players.
No. We are not going back to that argument today. Not today, please.
Clearly,
not today.
Not today.
Clearly, this tells you that the footballers are, dominating the space of. I know other sports like cricket and American football and all also, have got huge budgets to them. Mm-hmm. But I mean, these guys, this is. Did you see the car?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you see the car? Have you seen my car?
No, Jay, have you seen my car?
No, this is unfair.
Jay and Lenny are going to depress themselves if they continue with this BMW story.
No, man.
Guys, Roger Federer is out in Malawi building schools, touching lives. What can we learn from that? When our millions come in, what do we do different? How do we impact Ghanaian society as sportsmen, as celebrities, as on-air personalities? What do you think we take from that?
No, I mean, clearly, like in the words of Trigmatic, when you've got your money, you shouldn't think that that's it. And that's why such a move by him is spot on, and he has too much money to spend. And clearly, why not be able to reach out and support others who do not have the means and, to also get a better life for themselves. So this charitable move, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
And Cyril mentioned something about it being the norm. What is the norm? I think that you have to have a good heart to be able to do certain things.
Because there are rich people who are not doing anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, like me.
Exactly.
Like I'm very rich and I'm not doing anything.
Jay, please, you can start taking care of me.
I'm very, very, very
I'll avail
rich.
myself so you start taking care of me.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, you just need to have a good heart. It's not written in stone that when a rich man makes money, they should help you. They are not obliged to. And so when people take that step and make that move to, help people in the form of goodwill or CSR, whichever category that it fits into, it's applaudable. Yeah, very laudable.
Okay, Lenny and Jay, thank you for your inputs. And like they said, when you work hard for your money and the train finally comes in with your billions, you can do whatever you want to do. But remember, you live in a community, and in that society, you have to make an impact and leave a positive footprint. So whether you're LeBron James buying a $100,000 watch or you're Roger Federer building schools and giving back to the impoverished, you have to keep it real. The name has been Cyril. This has been Sports Direct, Culture Daily. Jay, Lenny, let me throw it back to you. Let's move on with our show.
Well, just wait till I drop my $200,000 watch, which I'm yet to
$200,000.
Yes, but LeBron's is cheap, $100,000. I mean, like $200,000.
Can you just decide to buy the watch at maybe $120,000 and then give me the $80,000?
No, it's $200,000. I want to blow $200,000. It's $200,000.
Okay.
Zimbabwean dollars. Anyways, it's all good.
Jay didn't just shade them on that. You didn't just do that.
No, I mean, but the Zimbabwean dollar.
Zimbabwean dollars.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. I don't want to talk about that.
We'll come back to that later.
That's today.
Anyway, the art of turning career practice frustrations into progress is something we'll be talking about this morning on our Studio 899 conversation, and how some of these artists that have actually peaked before and now may not necessarily be getting that same level of attention, but still have managed to keep their relevance in the game very, very ongoing and very strong. It still baffles us. We want to just get into it. And this morning we are honored to have Ochame Kwame Flokin Stone and Mark Darlington, who will be joining us on the show as well via Zoom and in-studio conversations as well, for us to look into this and understand the culture of the science behind what they do best. Well, still to come, let's jump into Trending Live on the show. Lenny's back again on your screens with more.
You're doing Instagram Wednesdays today, and today I'm going to be bringing you stories that have been trending on Instagram. Now, I earlier mentioned in Unpacking how Harry Songs, went on a certain show which is called Frankly Speaking, and he poured out his heart and mentioned some names. Now, one of the names he mentioned is Soso. Soso is a music executive, a Nigerian music executive, and it didn't sit down well with him at all. And so he took to his socials and penned this, actually wrote this, right? He said, and I'm going to read the post. As a matter of fact, I always mind my business, stay on my lane and put smile on people's faces. It is very disappointing that Harry Song will make such a false, reckless and defamatory statement. Please, to my supporters, remain calm. This will be addressed and will be handled properly and legally. Thanks. Okay, now he is actually suing Harry Songs an amount of 500 million naira, which is a lot. But that makes me think, have you just been waiting for him to give so you see him this much or what? But we have some comments on Instablock Niger who carried the story. And so this person says, I never see anyone win lawsuits in Nigeria. Go just they waste lawyers' efforts. Sweet Maury says, gang, he don't silly, it don't happen. All right. And then we have Naturally Me that says, all the whole suing for Nigeria, they carry this 500 million tag. I guess it's the yardstick. That's just to say that other people have also, sued to that amount. Emmanuel says, this matter go long like twist of fatal. Now, I just want to... Okube also says, always asking amounts that won't let judge sit on the matter. Okay. And then Call Me Dummy says, Wahala no de finish. Zombie, which will be my last comment, says, be like Nasurin the rain now. Okay, so now 500 million naira is a little over $1 million. So if you are wondering how much that is, but if we can swipe the screen, now Harry Songs came to say that, let's, forget that matter. So this is the lawsuit that has been sent to Harry Song. It was just stating into detail how he went on the show and he said certain things against Soso. And so, yes, please, let's swipe. I want to show them what Harry Songs now had to say, because he came back saying that let's forget. Okay, so right, this is what I'm looking for. Harry Song said, don't be emotional about the Soso matter. I was just on a hot seat. Forget it. We go codedly handle the rest for street. But know this, they are not my friends. I'll show you my friends, fans, and lovers. So this is the situation. You saying don't be emotional. You went on the show being purely emotional. And now that the person has come to say, okay, I'm suing you for 500 million naira, sorry. Then you come and say, don't be emotional about the Soso matter. I was just on a hot seat. Forget it. We go codedly handle the rest for street. So how couldn't this be handled on the street to start with? How did it have to be put on a show, right? Now, he didn't do this with his full chest, if you ask me, because I'm like, you said something, stand by it. You've been sued. Okay, just go ahead with the lawsuit. Let's see how it goes. But now that, money come inside, then it's like, he wants to pull back. And now the emotional one is telling us not to be emotional about it. Well, if there are any more stories from this, I'm definitely going to bring it to you in subsequent shows. Okay, all right, now moving on to my next story. You see how things happen in the industry, and then we have online aunties and uncles and nieces and children, grandmothers, grandfathers, online parents in general. Okay, we had the news of Davido and Chioma's breakup, right? Several months ago. I was just about to say a few months ago, but I think at this point it's several months ago. Now, moving ahead, we've seen that Davido has wished Chioma has wished Davido on both of their birthdays and all of that. So, Israel DMW, who is in Davido's team, has come to say that do not chook mouth for people's relationship. That's because you can't exactly talk about, a woman and a man's relationships, right? Because you never know. even though what they're putting out on the internet is making us seem, okay, they're in a fight, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors. So in the picture, you see this post from Israel DMW, and then he says, I'm quoting the caption, he says, them know they put mouth for woman and man matter, which I totally agree to. There's also a video that shows Chioma and Davido cozy and happy in the club and jamming. Look at them. Look at them. And I so love this for them, because you know how the whole Chioma Davido thing started. We had the Assurance song. People were really invested in this relationship, and so the breakup was a heartbreak for so many people. And I think that they getting back together. They have a child. I mean, Davido has children with other women, but with these two, I think there is some sort of chemistry. And so yes, let's see how it goes. Instablog Niger again put up and said Davido's aide Israel Afera advised Nigerians and Davido, as Davido and Chioma continue to rekindle their relationship. Priscilla Oluchi says, now who long they put mouth for man and woman matter, them go use you settle their matter. That is a funny one. Steph Blackpearl says, they are super cute together, wish them well, which I agree. Domingo Loso says, at all, them know they put mouth, you know no go day there when them go the Oza room go settle. A sentence is enough for the wise. Teeth Lifestyle says, them go use you settle their matter if you put mouth. And then lastly, Victorious Luxury says, I have renewed my rent on this ship. Anyway, I never lived rent free. Now, if you don't understand this last comment, you know that people ship people, and so relationship, right? And then it has become, oh, I'm shipping these two, I'm shipping these two, I'm shipping these two. So that's what that last comment is referring to. Okay, so I did mention to Jay and Cyril earlier that there's an event happening, a very youthful and youth-filled event, and this event has happened back to back to back to back, and people are looking forward to it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Tidal Rave. What they have done is also put out to us the number of artists that they are going to be using on the show. So far, we know Joey B and also Black Sheriff. They have said that for all the days left towards the event, which is happening next week, Saturday, they are going to let us know, unveil to us the different artists that are going to be performing there. And so, yes, it's Africa's biggest beach event, which is Tidal Rave. Feel alive again. And guess what? We here at 3 Music are going to be, bringing it to you right here on 3 Music TV. And so look out for that as well. All the excitement, the entertainment, the engagement, everything. You're going to watch it right here. And so you can get your tickets. The artwork is on here. You can get your tickets and enjoy. Come enjoy, come have fun, come release stress, come de-stress. Whatever that you want to come and do, just come there, come meet us, let's have fun. Thank you so much. This has been Trending Live, and my name, Lenny Lamote. Remember that you can find us on all of our socials, 3 Music networks on Instagram and Twitter, and 3 Music on Facebook, 3 Music Lifestyle on TikTok, and 3 Music Live on Snapchat as well. Right. Okay. So the other handle you can find us on, because we simulcast on radio and TV, is +899 on Instagram and Facebook, and +899 FM on Twitter. Jay, Cyril, this wraps it up for me.
Well, thank you very much, Lenny, keeping us abreast with information on our Trending Live again. Back here again tomorrow, same time. Catch it here if you miss it out on your favorite social media platforms. You can find it on ours as well. Anyway, so we're just going to be jumping into that conversation where we're talking heavily about the magic behind, or more like the science behind making it big, staying slightly off irrelevant, but keeping the game still blazing for yourself. I don't know if you get that mix and how they're able to.
It's a complex topic, but
yes,
we'll simplify it.
Yeah. You know, they have the machinery, they have the science, the arts, and the magic and the juju.
And the juju, the occult.
The occult behind how they do it. This is going to be our how they do it right here on the show. So, hey, sit back, relax, and enjoy, and get ready for our Studio 899 conversation on how they did it with regards to Ochame Kwame, Flo Kingston, Trickmatic, Mark Darlington, and many more coming up next right here on Culture Daily. favorite personal female artist as well. Yes, title of the song is One Love. You just checked out the visuals on the screen live on 3 Music TV. Let me say good morning to all our fans and our listeners via Plus 89.9 FM as well. It's good to have you logged on to the show. We are still going all the way till 10 a.m. But we want to involve you in this big conversation. First off, shouts to Floating Stone. That video is massive. I love it. And guess what? He is right in the studio with us, bro. Yo,
what's up?
Okay, wait, hold up. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, Cyril, Lenny.
Jay.
Yeah. Look how you're smiling. Like me and
Lenny
Cyril have been
smiled
sitting with you for years.
Hey, Jay.
I really don't know what to say to you two gentlemen.
Okay.
Because I smile at you all.
Not like this.
Don't mind them.
Yeah.
Okay, so from hence I'll be doing that. I'll be cheesing at you all, but I'm glad he's with us in this video. You're welcome.
Like this man, he's another vampire. He's another vampire. Like
I think he runs in the family.
Age doesn't affect
it?
us.
He hasn't changed.
Vampires.
Oh, okay, that's where the vampire comes from.
Yeah.
Or maybe Highlander.
There's a way to do it. But even before we go, like, are you in Ghana or are you in London?
I am doing what you are supposed to do. I'm more in London.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I'm in Ghana too.
So the family is there?
Yes, the family is there. So I live there more, but I live here too. So I stay there for maybe 8 months in the year, come here for like 4 months, something like that.
Charlie,
no be easy. So I go and come. How I go do it?
It will bring us to the question where we'll be asking how has that affected music life. But I mean, we'll come into that. But before we even jump into any of those, I want to do some throwback into some real good memories, music memories that you can't forget, like from shows to events, and just take us back a little bit. Let's refresh our memories.
Yeah.
The one that you can't forget, you can ever. How was the GMA UK?
Yes.
Was it this one or last year?
I think it was the one before the one coming.
Yeah.
So it should be last year, I guess.
Year,
yes.
yeah.
I think it's last year. Yeah, it was great. Like for me, I was surprised.
You rocked the place.
Yeah, I was surprised because it had been a long time since I actually performed. Because I had been in UK for like a year before that.
So it was a year.
Yeah, it was.
It was 2 months.
Yeah, no, it was. I was there for a long time.
Living the bugger life.
Very calm, like not really being so much.
Said the ice hasn't melted, though. As we are speaking, the ice hasn't melted. The Ghana economy, ice hasn't melted. It hasn't melted.
No. So I didn't expect people to cheer me up or love it the way they did, because at some point as an artist you feel like, Charlie said, especially when new acts keep coming and you be like, they say they become more female. At some point I felt like that. So I was like, nah. But when I went to the show and back to back, every song they were screaming, dancing, and they wanted more, I'm like, oh, okay. Exactly.
How much has that motivated you? I mean, I know that you already mentioned that. Okay, you took the backbench for a while, yes, you performed, and the crowd was riled up and all of that. How far has that motivated you?
Yeah, it really did, because that December I came to Ghana. I came to Ghana to drop an EP, which is called Back Home EP. It's out there. So it actually did. I was like, okay. So people really want to hear more. People want to get more of me. So let me just go down and drop a new EP, revive it. But I couldn't stay for long. So when it was catching up, I had to go back. So I decided to come back again with another EP. So this time around, I'm here with another EP. So yes, it's actually motivated.
Is it difficult to do same as you do in Ghana in the UK? Like when you relocated,
difficult.
and why? What makes it difficult?
Hey, it's difficult. You see, UK, everyone is going to work.
Charlie
In the minds of they don't have small boys there. Like in Ghana, you have boys who say boss super kakrama. Everybody has a work to do, and they are earning as much as anybody can earn. Yeah. Even the one who is doing the cleaning job is earning a lot of money. So you don't really have small boys to come and hold camera for you or anything, or to come and follow you everywhere, unless it's a gang. That is the reason why they hold the gangs high esteem because if it's not a gang, it's difficult for you to get a group of squad to follow you. So when they see a video of us having a lot of boys behind us, that's when that's the reason. One of the
question
reasons
is what these boys where you get them from?
That's one of the reasons why American Vibe caught up over there because they were like, okay. So when they see you with like 200 boys, they're like, okay, then this guy is running something. But down here, you can get 1,000 boys uninvited. You get what I mean? So
when you start filming, when the camera starts going up, they'll stop and stay.
Somebody will come tell it. Somebody will cry if you. Somebody will come and clean it. People will have time to support you physically here. But there, it has to either be maybe the labels, or you are paying everybody because I'm an uncle and people are working by the hour.
Yeah.
When I'm doing a video and I'm calling a model, she's taking like £150 per hour.
Yeah.
So if I'm delaying the video and it's like 5 hours, the model alone, the money she's taking.
For the UK.
And
no
the boys,
time to be wasted.
So no time wasting. So it makes it difficult, especially for somebody like me who's had it. I'm my own king down here, and now I have to like do a lot of things by myself. But it taught me a lot. Right now, I shoot and edit my own videos.
Nice.
Yes, before I used to do, you see, with the Machacha and all that, I directed it, but it was edited by Lenzi and all that. But when I went to UK, I realized that no, out here you have to learn how to do a lot of things by yourself. So I learned how to. I actually took lessons in videography, filmmaking. I started editing my own things. So a lot of stuff like the song I dropped with Kofi Jama and YP. I even Kofi Jama's part, I actually held the camera. I directed the whole video. I edited it and all that.
The guys who are into production are throwing a jab into my ears to put out to you that you are taking the food off the table. That's number one. Anything your own. But on that side, people, do you think that because you're not a professional video editor, that has that come to haunt you in any way with regards to what you've put out there?
Yes, it has. But I'm somebody who loves learning, and I love to. And I advance every time. So maybe the video that I've dropped right now is just normal. But I'm telling you, in the next 6 months, I will be Joe. I'll be famous films. I'm telling you. Because I keep learning all the time.
Yeah.
And because it's UK, you don't learn like, you don't learn like maybe Ghana. You don't learn like Africa. You learn worldwide. You get what I mean? I see. Because it's an international place. So what you are seeing on TV is Jay-Z. You are seeing Stormzy. You are seeing. You are not really seeing local. It's good because we are trying to emulate what the Americans and the UK people are doing. But you are in America or UK. You are seeing it first face value. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So when you learn it on a worldwide scale. So it will come to a time.
But at this level of where you've gotten to, you feel will be the best decision to pull off your own edits, because at the end of the day, it's what people will see and think of Floke and Stone. Like,
so that's what I.
Or it's the constraints and the limitations you have, like maybe in where you are, is the reason why you.
No, I love it. See, just when I started, I love it too much.
Okay.
When I'm not,
the boys bored. They say they don't make you edit.
But ask my guy.
You see, but
are you looking at that?
In Flo King's defense, right, or like to stand on his side, we also don't need to set the double standard. As much as it's good that he's editing his own videos and shooting it, we don't have to be so hard asking these questions because we didn't ask exactly. That's where I was going. We didn't ask these questions from when Burna Boy. When Burna Boy shot last.
He did that, eh?
Yeah, Ghanaians were the same people on social media.
But that's like it's
making the press. Now the question
visuals. Let's put the shots of last on our screens whilst we conversate.
Yes,
yeah.
And Flokin is saying that he's now coming to the realization that Burna Boy shot and edited his own thing, and then he said, "Oh, so I'm going to bring that back to you." Do you think that that is the effect for other videos? Do you think that's happening with your videos as well? Are you thinking that people are also finding that difference between videos that you have edited yourself and videos that have been edited for you, videos that have been directed by you. And then because I think that as the artist that you are, sometimes it's good to, you know, let people handle your things. And then you are able to concentrate when you're on set. Able to concentrate on your craft, on your delivery, on however you are going to, you know, put out your image in that particular video. I'm not saying that it's not good to, you know, have your own skills and all of that, but maybe you can do it on other people's songs where you are the one shooting, directing, and editing. But for your own songs, don't you think having to do it over and over again just puts some sort of limitation?
Yeah, I understand. But in a way, too, you see, as artists, when we get the music, we get it with video. In your mind, when you get the song, you see the pictures. So sometimes you go to a video director and the whole idea gets changed. I think it's the same reason why Richie became a producer. He said when he went to people to produce his music for him, they were playing, because hip life, they were playing some type of hip life thing for him. He didn't like it. So he had to learn how to produce music.
To get the idea out of his head.
That's how Richie became.
I resonate with you on that.
Exactly. So Richie got to play the type of music he wants to. A lot of artists play their own beats. It's the same thing with videos. I have artists like that I follow, that I love their art. They do their own things, like Tory Lanez. He directs his video, he edits the whole video. When you see a Tory Lanez video, most likely he edited it or he directed it. The same thing with this guy, Joyner Lucas. A lot of artists are like that. So, me, I feel like the same talent that we use to sing or we use to rap is the same talent we use for videos. It's just that it's how you are concentrating your mind or where you are concentrating your mind that makes you the best there. I don't know if you get it.
Which is what I'm asking about, the level of concentration.
Yeah, but this is what I do. Like right now, I'm in a promo mode right now. I'm not in a recording mode.
Okay.
About some 3 months back, I was in a full recording mode. Because I was recording, my mind was all on recording new music. My right now, my mind is on promo. I'm promoting my.
I thought you were going to say family.
You see, bro,
no. I mean, I'm
going to come to that one.
So I switch it.
So we've had like the same industry, right? We've had two sides of the same coin. We had Sina Soul here a while back, and she was saying that she's had the experience of being on a label and having a whole team around her, and people doing everything for her. And she was saying that being independent is key for her because the freedom is there. Taking the idea from your back of your head into studio and bringing it out how you imagine it. And also, but then we are the same people who chastise the likes of Shatta Wale.
Yes.
That he's producing his own beat. Yes. He's doing the song. He's mixing it himself. Yes. The quality has done this. He wants to do the video himself. Bro. Why can't Shatta get the team? You understand? So for what I'm hearing is that as the artists or the creators want to expand their scope and translate their beat in my head to video. And I love that because a lot of that happens worldwide, right? But I think the conversation to steer more about how are these artists doing that and making sure they are meeting the world standard.
Yes.
Because if you, Flo Kingston, pick a camera right now, nobody's going to watch the video on YouTube and say, oh, I want to about 10.
Yeah.
They are going to compare you to the person who contracted a 500,000 CD producer to do his video.
Yeah.
So what I would want to know is that as much as we are translating our talents from songwriting to rap to video, what are you putting in place to make sure that your delivery on the video end matches the brand that you've built on the music end?
I like that question. First, as for me, it's not like I'll be shooting all the videos or editing all the videos. I feel it's just an opportunity for me to shoot more videos. Because before, maybe I'll spend like maybe 40K on each video. And I wouldn't have to be putting up 40K for
CDs or dollars?
No,
or pounds?
CDs.
Okay.
For maybe 5 songs on my album. 40K. I can put 40K up to KP, sell them to do a video for me. Then I could do like my own, like 4 of them. Now, if you watch even Beyonce's and the rest, they all have videos that were directed by themselves, just to add up. So yes, to add to what you are saying, it's not like right now I am going to do everything. No, at some point you let the professionals do what they do, but you can use your knowledge
Yeah.
and what I've gotten now, because I have my own cameras, I have my own lights. and
Oh,
all that.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
nice.
have my cameras, I have my lights, everything. To do more videos, to get more content. And one thing I came to realize now is that, especially when you watch hip hop videos, now people love it real. Watch Drake's last videos.
Drake, J.
You would
Cole,
realize that
Joyner,
he's just sitting in the
Kendrick.
house, like maybe he's by his car.
We watched one this morning.
Post
Post Malone,
Yeah.
White Iverson. It was just him in the desert with his car, and the
Exactly.
views were crazy. And
Bro,
even that
people
he said it
love
was
it.
$5,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I agree with you perfectly
love it.
on growing up and being more.
And like the last song you were saying,
Yeah.
Burna Boy. I think right now it's his biggest song right
Yeah,
now.
it's the biggest summer jam. You know, it's even if you watch the video, I mean, you can tell parts of it. The quality, it's a problem. Charlie, my boys, they forget the quality.
No, bro.
Everything
You know what I've come to realize?
Yeah.
Now people love reality.
Yeah.
They love to be in touch with the original thing. They don't want it too sharp.
Yeah.
A woman is sharp back, but you realize that you drop a video with your phone.
And the engagement is crazy.
On the internet, and people love that when you drop an official video and they don't mind. They don't even want
And
to.
I
again,
agree
you've hit
to
a good
being
point.
real.
They don't even
You've
want
hit a
to
good
check.
point, because even when we had the head of YouTube music here from Sub-Saharan Africa, she said the same thing, that the videos that they are seeing on YouTube that are directed in 4K and are not getting as many views and engagement as the shorts.
Yeah.
And she was even telling us that we should do more organic videos, pick
That's
your
what she
camera,
said.
do something. So I understand you on that. As much as you are trying to make sure that the brand standard is not tarnished, because what for camera now ABBI, but you also need to engage with the times. And I think, like you're saying, we're in a time where people like organic
Disruptive,
content, disruptive
crazy,
content.
yeah.
So if Flo King has a tripod and a phone light, and his iPhone
feels like,
has the
yeah,
quality,
this
and
is
the
what he
bars
wants to
are
put.
dope, and the song is engaging, I don't really think the audience is going to say, "Hey, you made me pull back video no
Which I agree to, because being real, being authentic in your craft is actually really important, right? But I'm just going to ask this question: Do you think there's the possibility that you balance it out where you have other people do your videos and then you run and do other people's videos where you get to direct, and because that is also an
that also makes
extra
sense.
source of income for you, and even a higher source of income for you, even though you'd also be taking some of that money to pay the people who are working on yours.
Yeah, that also makes sense. But to add to it, for instance, the last video that I dropped, anytime, like after I finish editing, I send it over to my video director, who is KP Salom, to check it out for me.
Okay.
So he will check it out. Yo, bro, this side. You win the film. We now say cutting say. Then even though I've learnt it, then I'll do that. Then I'll send it back to him again.
Yeah. To
So
look at
even
it,
the last video I dropped, I had to go like that for KP.
Yeah.
You know, for KP to finalize it. So if he'd be like, okay, bro, let it go. It's okay now. Then it goes.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
okay, let me just now take us off. She mentioned money, and I want to just chip that into our conversation and find out from you. So, you know, for an artist, like, you reach a certain peak of the career, like, you know, that you can evidently say that, artist is collecting, is cashing in big time. And then there's a certain period where the artist's music isn't at the forefront as it used to be anymore. Now, that period, how, and that's the question I want to ask. How have you managed to survive? I mean, do you have businesses? Is it from the streams? Because, like you said, 8 months, you hadn't played any show, you were in the UK, so, but still, Flo Kingston is there. Because there's something that's happening at the back end. But let's start off with, how do you survive?
Okay, with me, I think that's the reason why our moms were pressuring us to go to school. Because I'm a biochemist too. So in UK, I've transcribed my...
You've been to NASA and back.
Yes,
I've been to Mars and back. I've been to Hollywood and back and back again.
I've transcribed my results in UK.
Okay.
So now sometimes I go to labs to work. Apart from that, so I do teaching by the side too.
Wait, hold on.
Let's clap for him.
We've got a biochemist sitting in front of us live in the studio.
Wow.
Who raps?
That's nice.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do that.
That's
nice.
But at the same time, musically, when you drop certain classics, the streams can take care of you. Because if if it's money that I'm taking to take care of myself, like bills and stuff, I think my streams, what it's doing is enough to do that.
I think Etumpan said the same thing.
Yes.
That he might not necessarily get the name out there as much as when he released Small Girl. You don't know the thing, but what it is that he still makes some earnings, not for free. He still makes some earnings from
exactly because all those songs that we dropped, all those hits. The moment it gets into the playlist, it doesn't come out anymore.
Yeah.
Especially when they are dope songs. So all my bangers, they are all in the playlist. Every month, I get it.
Do you get occasions? Ladies first.
Yeah.
With what you just said, right? What's the focus for you as an artist? Are you looking at
now? Do you mean
now?
Okay.
Yes, now. Are you looking at being in the forefront, making music, playing shows? Because you mentioned you hadn't played for a while. Playing shows, bringing in the money, or you just want to make your music, be at your creative best, and then still earn from streams.
I think EL says something similar. That for him now, he's like laid back in his music. He's not really focused on mainstream.
Exactly.
Do you know what
so
I
what's
think?
yours?
What I think is that yesterday I was asking Steve that, hey, so you guys, this one, how are you going to pay for it? I was asking like, how did you believe that entertainment in Ghana would make you survive? I asked him to Steve. Then I'm going to say, so you can actually.
I beg, did he answer you?
Yes, he did.
We should bring Steve here.
To answer that question.
We say
he has some answering to do.
Yes, he loved
to talk about that because
he was like, this is a very good
that's
question.
The one that will go viral.
I love it. And he explained it to me that they believed because they saw people like Abraham Mohinijan do it. OMs, they had the dream and they were able to bring the corporate into the entertainment. Okay, what I'm saying is that right now, music is big.
Yeah.
Right now, what music can get you is crazy. You see, our time that we did the 1 gallons and all that. Imagine if 1 gallon dropped right now. If Golo dropped around this era, it would have been huge. Everywhere, huge. So what I'm saying is, now music makes as much. Music can make you all the money in the world if you believe. Because of the TikToks and all that, your music can easily cross to the next. You in London, last time the carnival they did, the Notting Hill
Carnival,
they dropped Down Flat.
Wow.
People know the song. People are singing Down Flat from Calvin Boy, and maybe he doesn't even know. So right now the music, Black Sharif, people are singing it on the street of London like he was there. So he can make as much streams or as much. He can come and play a big show there. Come take some big money there. Right now, music is worldwide. So if you focus, especially your art, on it being able to cross, for instance, incorporating some level of pidgin and some English somewhere and all that. I said at first, Cyril Dems were doing English and we were like, actually, why are these boys doing English? But it's important because if you check all the songs that are crossing over now, like the Camido song, like the Kelvin Boy song, like the Black Sharif songs and all that, you'd realize that it's like 70% pidgin, a little bit of some local dialect or something. I believe that if you do the music with international in mind right now, you can make as much money as you can dream.
Have you ever felt limited with Tree? This question was something that was at the doorsteps of Sarkodie some time back.
It's still there.
It's still there. Have you ever, I even love to put it to Igbe them as well, but have you ever felt limited with, the Tree language?
With the Tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way. Because I have certain songs like girl, you blow my mind, juju. I intentionally told Akoba to do that line in English to connect. But at the same time, it was more Tree. So people love that song everywhere, but they don't really get into it so much because they don't understand a lot of it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But for us, we were one of the artists that started doing pidgin when everyone was doing Tree. With baby, you don't be me too much. Smile, make I see all them
taking us back, man.
We intentionally did that at that time. So for us, exactly, worked. Simple was everywhere in the world. So for us, the tree hasn't really been anything because we've been mixing it back to back.
But talking,
okay, Lenny, ladies first again. Lenny first.
Jen, I keep clashing. Talking about language and limitations, right? Somebody will argue that our Nigerian counterparts, they do songs that is full Igbo or full Yoruba, and we don't exactly understand what it is. But those songs are also able to cross boundaries
I think they say that Nigeria now is
what is it?
It's a culture. It's no more.
It's not
a
about
culture. It's a lifestyle.
So I don't think language should be a barrier as much, because I mean we've seen them doing it, and that's how come we've also been able to push. You know, sometimes Nigerians put out songs and then they put Ohima in there, there's Shito in there, there's Odo in there.
I feel personally that sometimes language becomes a barrier because they are global prominent global tribes. When you mention Yoruba from okay, all right, so hold on, sorry, I've just been informed that Ochami Kwame is also on the line. Let me just get him in there to touch on our pointers, this conversation a little bit for us. Good morning, Ochami Kwame.
Good morning.
Yes, can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to have you on the show.
I can hear you.
Good morning again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Are you in? Are you nice. Home doing business now? And I'm asking this question because the Ochami Kwame we see now is like more of a businessman who would not just do music for music's sake, but it has to come with a business. And we see you involved in so many things. Where do you stand more now for yourself? Are you more of a businessman or a music businessman, or are you a businessman or an artist?
I am an artist who is growing into limitless possibilities.
Nice.
I no longer tell the art what to do. I let the art tell me what to do. Because no matter how we look at it, in our country, the pop music is the reserve of young people. Because people my age, when I was 20, I was more interested in listening to music and going on social media to comment about this song and that.
Can I ask you how old you are now? Can I ask how old?
I'm 46 years old.
Wow.
I'll be 47 in a few months. Yes. So at my age, I really want the trajectory of my growth to dictate what my next steps are, not to intentionally try to make music and create content that is competing with Black Sherif or Kwame Eugene or Kidi or Kamido. Where my education and my experiences has brought me, I need to continue on that path and have a natural trajectory so that I will not be seen to be frantic and seen to be wanting. So to answer your question, I don't have an answer. Maybe when I feel like I should go to the studio, record a hot album or an EP and drop it.
So
for the purposes of, I'll do it. But if I really think that, please speak.
No, it's fine. I want you to finish that point. So can you hear me, Ochami Kwame? Okay, I think the image is frozen there. We're trying to get, but he raised.
I love his points.
Salient points.
Okay, so we're told he's back now. I intentionally asked the age.
Yes.
I intentionally asked the age because there's clearly about 26 years plus of experience in there, and there's been some magic behind the reason how you've managed to keep this, running all these years. With the experience you have now, and with what you are in there, where you've naturally diversified into various businesses, would you say that should be an artist, a Ghanaian musician's focus whilst you are growing into a certain age of a gray area, a gray space, realizing that there'll be new people who be coming in? Is this an advice you'd want to give to, our current artists of the day, that, hey, don't think that it's going to be music all through, but you would have to do X and X and X like I did? Do we still have Ochame Kwame on the line? Okay, I think we are having challenges in there. But let me throw that question to you. I mean, you heard what he said. You know,
yes.
Is this something that you must have at the back of your mind? Because I mean, biochem students and all this.
Which side? Which side of what he said?
You know, so the fact that all these years, I mean, look, you can't keep the relevance as an artist with the music. People are definitely coming out shining with theirs. So he has mentioned this whole issue being diversified in various areas, entering various areas, and doing it as and when. Okay, I've been told he's back now. Let me see if I can get him back on that question again. Ochame Kwame, can you hear me, please? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear now. So I was talking about...
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. I can hear you.
Nice.
So I was asking about all these years of experience, and now music has become a business, and you've managed to move it into various areas, and all these areas somehow, some way dovetail back into your brand as a musician. I was asking if... is this the direction a Ghanaian artist needs to take? Because we've seen artists just shine and die out, and it's like we don't hear from them ever again. Is this the pathway that you would advise an artist, a Ghanaian artist, to take?
Okay, so what I want to say is that let us look at artists who have been performing, rap artists in the world, who have been performing 5-6 more years before I joined 20-something years ago. Let's take an example as Nas or Jay-Z. And when you look at the trajectory of their arts and the way it relates to business, you realize that as they grow older, they release less artistic content and focus on monetizing their brands. Why is it like that? Because like I said,
we're having challenges on this network issues. I think all these rains and
it's just been crazy.
Pop culture is a reserve of the youth. So music is. You no longer have exactly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
What I'm saying is that as you pass the trajectory of leaving the space of the youth, you no longer have a generation of people who are interested extremely in the art that you are curating. Therefore, if you look at Nas now, he's making cigars, he's making music, but the music is for a social purpose. Look at Jay-Z, he's making music, but the music is on a social purpose. Look at P. Diddy, he's still producing music, but he's producing the music with the intention of inspiring the youth and Black excellence.
That's real. Well, I think that the screen is frozen again. We're trying to establish this connection. This is quite disturbing, I must say.
If you look at almost every at a certain point must decide to
okay, I think he's back on. Yeah. I think he's back on.
Yeah. Yes. To inspire him. So I don't want to advise any artist because art.
Wow, internet. Well, having a crazy internet conversation. But Cyril, you were saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
exactly
I just wanted to say that, like,
that's
my big brother, by the way. Shout outs.
No, I mean, in big brother here.
He's small brother. My bigger one. He knows why. Yeah. I mean, and I love everything he said because it's a big conversation that we all seem to be aware of, but nobody spearheads it. And even it's something that if you sit down with Reggie Rockstone, he'll tell you. Right, he'll tell you that Charlie, I'm not hopping on stages anymore, man. I'm trying to make money, you know, because you realize that your audience is growing, and that's a fact that a lot of creators don't consciously stay aware of. It's not about you growing or your talent diminishing or you not being as dope as you were before. It's that the people you were selling this thing to are changing. The customer's lifestyle is changing. Your fans who used to run away and come and jump to you at trade fair now are married with children.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So how are you staying relevant to that core audience? Because that's where you monetize. So like what you were saying about Jay-Z and Nas, you and I, Jay, are the ones making noise about Jay-Z and Nas. The kids listening to hip-hop these days might not even necessarily wreck a Jay-Z or a Nas. They'll tell us an old school rapper. But you tell me that is even an insult, right? Because I know what Jay-Z has done from being a hood rapper, battling with B.I.G. and Co. on the streets, to being a billionaire now. And the transition only happens when you are aware of the limitations. So I think that's a big part of the conversation that I'd like to know from Flo when he came into the realization that, okay, we've got hits, we're big, everywhere I pass they know me, but this is not going to happen forever. And how quickly were you able to adapt to the rest of the world?
Okay, so first of all, I'll say that you should know your purpose. You know, that's the first one. If you know your purpose, you don't get derailed, because me, I know. And you have to, there's something that drives the thing. When when the what you're supposed to give is finished, you feel it. I think Sadiq has felt it, that he's done enough with entertainment, now he can leave. Do you understand what I mean?
Preach on.
The calling is over.
When you know you've done your
exactly. He feels it. He knows it. So for me, one of the reasons why that drives me to keep doing the music is that I know that there's a lot in me that needs to come out first before I can even think of not concentrating on the art. There's another thing that we haven't realized, like to add to what Ochami is saying. I think I got to realize it when I spoke to OM some years back. But in Ghana, it becomes a little difficult. Is that if you check all those artists who made it financially worldwide, you would realize that music streams and shows were like maybe 40% or 30%, but mostly it was them using their brand to sell something. So either Jay-Z is selling his Rockaware or whatever other things with his brand, or either Puff Daddy is selling Ciroc, or it basically came down to what are you selling? Are you selling your own Jordans, or are you selling what with it? But in Ghana, when we've tried, I realized that the money is not necessarily in the music directly, but if you really want to make that money, it's about using your notoriety and the image you've gained to make a business work. But you realize that SAC will bring SAC collection, and I don't know, because he's a Ghanaian, they don't want to wear it. Or maybe this one will bring that.
Bro, I said I wore this one, and the boys know they ask me for Amsterdam. No support. The boys, no support.
Exactly. They want you to give it to them for free. Actually, they want you to go and use all your money, and they'll get it. It is possible, but they'll buy any other brand from outside.
You know,
so.
Finish.
So in GH we had that little challenge as artists to be able to use your brand to sell something that will be so huge. Maybe we are not being creative enough with that, but as it stands now, almost every artist who brought something to sell with his brand or image didn't really work.
I have
Ochami Kwame is on the line now. Let's just get him back on there. Good morning again. Please, can you hear us?
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear?
Yeah, awesome. Loud and clear.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So we wanted to also ask about how you have personally managed, because with your peers, the artists who you started off with many years ago, I mean, you're talking about, this is close to a 30-year lifetime I'm talking about. Most of them have fallen out completely as musicians, and I mean, they are businessmen on their own. And it hasn't. But for you, there's been a certain magic that you've managed to piece together. In the words of Harry's song, it's like some juju that you've used beautifully to be able to maintain this brand that you have. Have you ever faced any depression or depressing moments in this 20-something years?
Many times. There are many. The question you have asked two questions. Has the industry depressed me before? The answer is yes. And how did I overcome it and still kept my resilience completely? In business, this is not just even about whether it is art or it is branding or it's in business. If you don't evolve, you dissolve. So the main philosophy of strategy in business is to keep shocking your customers, is to keep improving the quality of your product offering, and for an artist, the trick that you have to continuously let people listen to your music or your art is to continuously keep shocking your audience. So how did I do it? I started as Okyeame Kwame as part of Achiame. And then at a certain point, I became the rap doctor because I realized that we had Abrafo, Abeifo, Akekechi, all the artists at that time were also selling similar brands. And you know that branding is about differentiation and identification. So as I identified as an Akan rapper coming from Kumasi, and all my competitors were doing exactly what I was doing, at a certain point, I had to branch out. Then I branched out and I became the rap doctor. Then after that, a lot of people also became rap this, rap that, rap that, rap that. And great rappers like EL, Flo Kingston, Sack, and all those people had now really learned how to rap. So the competition was very keen. Then I branched out to drama. Then I did the Versatile Show album, which had different types of genres on it: jazz, high life, hip hop, agbaja. And then when I did the Versatile, it gave me the opportunity to be able to do other things, sing on tracks, and businesses that were interested in diversified personalities like MTN and other companies will now put money in my art and put money in my brand. And then after a while, I realized that everybody also became versatile. Samini was a versatile artist, Brothers and Stone was a versatile artist. So many artists started thinking on the trajectory of versatility. So what was I to do? I became the Made in Ghana guy. Then every single thing of mine, from my music to my stagecraft to my clothes, my social media, every single thing of mine became about Ghana. So I'll get the opportunity to travel with the president. I'll get the opportunity to travel with Asante Hene. I get the opportunity to sit down with the Minister of Trade. I get the opportunity to work with Ministry of Culture, with Commission on Arts and Culture. Then it has happened up to a point. Now, what am I doing differently? The biggest conversation in the world right now is climate change. So I migrate my audience, my art, my business, and everything into the green innovation. So you can see that the key reason or the magic here is the ability to adapt, ability to be a part of the most relevant conversations when other people are not looking at that direction. So for me, I think that has been the magic. The first one is adaptation. The second one is manageability. An artist, like a business, doesn't even need a manager. An artist needs a CEO because the artist must pay his taxes. The artist must pay his workers, nihil. The artist must do business, save money, diversify, and bring some of the profit and the interest from the diversification back into the art. And a manager cannot do this. You need more than one manager to be able to do HR, PR, finance, accounting, innovation. So an artist do not necessarily need the manager. An artist need a CEO because it is the same type of business that the CEO of Amal Bank or Ghana Cocoa Bank or needs the same type of intelligence and intellect to be able to manage an artist. So manageability is key. And then the third one is understanding your audience. Knowing that as you grow, you lose a key part of the pie or of the constituency that is interested in tweeting about you on Twitter and doing this. So once you put out content like the Made in Ghana album or the Versatile Show album, or you say that I am representing this brand, you go in full with the highest level of dedication and commitment. In that case, even though you might be aging, businesses will find your professionalism, your manageability, and your adaptation as a plus. Then they put money in you, because no matter how we look at this, it is still business. It's, as an artist, your business is too. You want to first make an impact and monetize the impact and make money and use the interest to invest in other things, so that no matter what is happening to you, you are on top of your business. So I think that these are the three things: adaptability, manageability, and understanding your audience. I think these
that's
are
a
the
lot
three
of schooling
things
this
that
morning.
has kept me here for 25 years.
That's a lot of schooling you've given us.
Now you understand. No, let me go on.
Ochame, you mentioned so many very, very important points. You've mentioned so many things, but also in understanding that so many people haven't been able to go through that transition to, transition from the artists that they are, from the brands that they are, even putting the music on the back bench to, pushing through as a business, as a whole entity, like you mentioned. Where do you think the artist and some people in the artist circle or in management have lost touch, and how specifically do they take these steps, like how you've done it? I know you've broken it down, but you've touched on it, but in breaking it down and in specifying, should someone want to take the path you have taken, what exactly do they need to do? Because like Jay Foley said, people have come up and then we've seen them just trying to push their music, or trying to push the brand and leave the music. Where do they find that middle ground to create the balance to help them? Because it's sad when you realize that, people have put out music in the past and they've been very good artists, but then you see them years ahead and they have nothing really to show for it.
Yes, I think people should look at what I'm doing and improve upon it, because there are other artists like Sarkodie, who is also on another path, still increasing the potency in his content, the clarity in his voice, and still moving and consistently moving and producing amazing content. And he is very relevant. Another artist like Shatta Wale, who is also has decided to create a completely different type of brand, where his relevance is in touch with his people, with his audience. And he puts more emphasis on his audience than on his image. And I think that everybody who puts in 100% with the right research, organizing data, and deciding that this is what I do, and come what we are going to do, succeed. But what I have given you is the classroom trajectory of how businesses can consistently grow and become a generational business. So, I'm from Fajun.
Nice one. Big bro, I've been stunned by everything you said.
Yes.
But, just to pick at you a bit, would you say between the corporate support and the governmental support, as you've diversified across all those sectors, where would you say would be the easiest for creatives to leverage on when they do identify that they need to branch out? Would you say that the first place, as an artist, you realize that, okay, I need to diversify? Would you say the first place is to go to the state institutions, or the first place would be to try and make certain partnerships work with corporate Ghana? I'd like to pick your mind on that.
Well, that must be a very big one. Okay, so I think the image is frozen, but we can throw that to.
Okay, this is what I've come to realize.
Okay,
please.
For the state institutions, they don't give money. I have not done. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
you're loud
and clear.
Okay, so let me answer the question briefly. For the state institutions, they don't give money. I have not done any work with Ghana, maybe Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Trade, that has given me over 100,000 cedis before. I haven't. Let me give you some figures. When I did the Made in Ghana thing with Ministry of Culture, the most I received was 30,000 cedis from GTA for the Eastern Region video. However, it sets you on a path for businesses to do business with you, knowing that you have the support of the nation. So the letter alone, the letter from GTA alone changes your status. Now, with that said, how do you monetize that affiliation with the Ministry of Culture? When I travel to Jersey, for example, currently I am organizing sister city relations between New Jersey and some cities. I'm organizing sister city relations between Baltimore and Accra. Currently, that's what I'm working on. And it is only possible because I hold a letter from the Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Culture saying that this is our ambassador. And out of the sister city relations, then we can talk millions. So to answer your question, if you are looking for impact, government is key. But if you are looking to make money, I think it is corporate, because I made my first good money from Coca-Cola. My first good check from Coca-Cola. And then my second good check, I made it from MTN. My third good check, I made it from GT Bank. My current good check, I'm making it from Waylead or Alphabet City. So it is, if you are looking for money, but before you become that icon, for the businesses to want to use you, you must have a constituency. You must have a group of people, like a generation of people who are following you on Instagram, watching your videos, listening to your music, coming to your shows, listening to your talks, reading your books, and whichever content that you put out, there must be a good number of aggregation of people that listen to, so that you can show MTN that, check this out. The last show I did, 2,000 people came, these were the figures, and this, that, and that. Therefore, give me $200,000. I'll be able to give you this. So I think, to answer your question, government gives you credibility, businesses give you money.
Interesting. Okay, I have a last one just to find from you. My first big break cash was Amal Bank, was about 2,000 cedis. I was a very happy man at that time. I don't know how much. Yes. I don't know how much MTN and Coca-Cola gave you, but it sure must have been a good amount of money.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
It did surely change, turn your life inside out. Team, question to Ochame before I let him go?
No, I'm okay with Ochame.
Yes. All right, so he said it all. He said it all. Yes.
All right. So just before you go, I want to ask you. You mentioned various times and seasons where you reinvented yourself. Which of them would you say was the most outstanding moment for Ochame Kwame? Was it under Achame, Rap Doctor?
Made in Ghana,
Versatile.
Mr. Versatile.
Which of them was it for you?
I think it is Mr. Versatile. When I came out as a solo artist selling the Rap Doctor, that was a much easier sell because I was young, I was vibrant, and I had one on rappers. I had lived in America for 3 years. So when I came doing the hip hop, the hammer sounds, doing Opabene, it was difficult at that time. But the one that actually made me stand out was when I did the Versatile Show album. And I did the Versatile shows in Ghana and across the world. And my art immediately moved from just rapping to writing scripts, to directing, to producing stage. And for me, that is the highest level of education, because I had Professor Ni Tete Yate of Legon and Anklebo White coming together to teach me stage craft and drama. And for me, I think that was when my career actually changed. That is the transition from a boy to a man, was the Versatile Show album.
Boys to Men. Ochame Kwame, thank you very much for being with us this morning. Truly appreciate it. We are looking out for the next brand. I don't know.
Evolution.
Yeah, it will be something else. But thank you so much for being with us this morning on Culture Day. We're looking forward for you to come into our studios and experience the place for yourself.
Thank you, guys. Thank you everybody.
Well, we've been talking to Ochami Kwame. Now let's get back in the studio with Floking. Yeah,
Floking asked the question that our artists have tried to branch out. Sack tried to do fashion. I think R2B's had the Meridian store.
I am trying.
Jay Foley's trying. Blah blah blah. And you see, if you look at somebody like Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Out of his $1 billion status, only $100 million. And I say only loosely. Only $100 million is from his music catalog.
Exactly.
So that means $900 million of Jay-Z's worth, more of Jay-Z's worth today, has nothing to do with music than the reason why we know him. And that's because he built the music to a point where it allowed him to collaborate with the right brands he wanted to diversify into. He did not try to originate those content. He did not try to create or reinvent the wheel. Ace of Spades is not for Jay-Z. It was a drink that already existed. Jay-Z invested and became majority shareholder. So there was a core business where he leveraged his brand and used to propel. Same for fashion. Same for every other thing. Same for Sean John with Diddy. Same for 50 Cent with G-Unit clothing. Same for Fenty with Rihanna. So what I think we've been doing wrongly here is that the creator of the music is still trying to be the creator of the fashion. Is still trying to be the creator of the real estate business. Is still trying to be the creator of everything else. But there are not enough meaningful partnerships and collaborations because you can afford to go into real estate. But that is not your core strength. If I mention your name, Jay Foley now, nobody is going to think, let me buy a house from Jay Foley. So even if you have $1 million to put into real estate, that connection, that consumer connection does not create automatically. When you hear Jay Foley, you think something else. And that is what the problem, I believe, has been why our people have failed to divest and become top-of-the-mind brands in other sectors. I don't know if you agree.
I want to ask if you've had other businesses that you want to share.
Well, it's okay. Let me talk about this one first. Yeah, so, yes, what you're saying makes sense. But there are also some people that are also, like, that's the reason why I spoke about the purpose. There are also some people who are actually supposed to originate something, like Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know, now he's building his own factory to produce the Yeezys and stuff. I think it comes back to you, who you are and what you are supposed to do on the planet. Because Kanye West feels strongly that his design is even nicer than maybe Adidas, who has been there for a long time. So it's true that he initially merged with those companies to come up, but now he's trying to create his own company, direct his own things, like design his own stuff. Yeah, so it comes back to yours, but I feel like there are certain people too who have extra to give, and they don't have to be boxed in because you have to do it this way. So you are boxed in and you have to just.
But bro, you see the Kanye example you gave. Kanye, like that's what I'm driving at. Kanye did the association and the collaboration for about 4 years.
Yes.
Until we had faith in him being able to be the creative director on a brand associated with a well-renowned brand like Puma, blah, 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 blah.
Then when I think Kanye has had a history. He himself has had a history of championing his own things. I mean, right from when we watched the Genius, clearly the guy knew. He knew what he wanted to do. He knows how he wants to.
There's one in a million, right? There are not enough Kanyes.
There are not enough Kanyes.
And we cannot use, so because he is the exception, we cannot use him to set the standard. But there are a lot of people who have done it and been successful by like Nas is selling cigars. And Nas, you might hear cigars and think, how cigar go 10 million? But do you know where Nas sells cigars? Nas sells cigars because he's in partnership with cigar clubs around the world. He's in partnership with golf resorts. He's in partnership with yacht leasing firms. So when people go to Milan and Cyprus and all these things and they want a yacht and they want to go out, you are charged for the yacht plus a tray of cigars. And those tray of cigars, that money goes into Nas's pocket. So when you get something like Nas is selling cigars, you might not get it. right? But it's a collaboration. And why do the cigar people want to do business with Nas? Because he has a brand that they can trust. You understand? So my thing is that our people seem to be fixated on owning the thing. Our people seem to be fixated on owning the thing. As
It's
opposed to...
it's the partnership, you know.
No, Cicero, you're making a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, you can go. Yeah, with me too. Over the years, for me, you were asking about the business side. I had always wanted to do that, but I've been the artist who have never really had any support. I've done almost everything by myself. I realized at some point that when I approach people, they feel I don't need the help. They feel like, oh, Flo, so you're a senior man, dada. So anytime I have to put up my own money to do my own stuff. So me being able to be relevant all these years is me reinvesting in the arts back to back. So for instance, if I'm holding maybe 100,000 cedis, I'm supposed to shoot my video for maybe Blow My Mind. 40K is going. I'm supposed to do the promo, my own money. The rest is going. It keeps the goes. The money comes back. I put it back. So musically, all I was doing was mostly reinvesting because the money was not even enough to reinvest in the art. I couldn't get extra to do the type of businesses I wanted to do. So like all the time I'll be on my toes.
When you was brothers, were you guys under any management?
I mean before, like this is before Simple.
Okay.
We were managed by Ochano Kwame under one mic. But he is an artist too. And he was having this problem I'm having. He didn't have any investment. We've never had labels, nothing. So at some point he needed to put his money in his work. He wanted to drop album. We wanted to drop a song like Dondo, Ayifro Dondo. And we had to settle the studio bills. Who is paying for that? He's recording his album. So we had to use our own money. So that's when we started taking care of our own stuff. So the album we did at that time, the Simple album. Yes, we paid for our own studio time. But so it was after the Simple time. Every other thing we did by ourselves. So I will have to put up my own money to do everything. You get what I mean?
The question I put to Ochano Kwame with regards to the branding, well, I'm going to put that question to you as well. But we have Mark Darlington on the line, Lenny, real quickly. Let me just shoot that to Serial. Good morning. Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Hi. What's up, Mark? Welcome to Culture Daily.
Hey, Serial.
Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Looking good.
Amazing program you guys are having.
Thank you. I take it you've been following thus far.
Oh, Mark. I see
now. Yes, I have been following.
Okay, great. So we've been talking about investing beyond the creative art, the core creative arts, and how your artists are able to diversify and reinvest, especially from their earnings from their core arts, so that the longevity of their careers does not become a cage, more to say, so that they can stay relevant even when they are not rocking stages or being on top of mind on social media and stuff like that. And I know you have extensive experience in this, especially with the likes of Reggie Mbole and all that. So we want to pick your mind and see how, for example, a brand like Reggie Mbole, we all saw them come up. We were all part of the celebrations when they actually made it. But it's been a long time since we've had them front and center on the press, on the media. But I know you personally. I know they are still eating. So I want you to enlighten us on how you were able to be a part of that and position them for that's a sustainable brand.
Okay. First of all, brand positioning is very, very important. A lot of times in our space in Ghana, we have artists churning out hits and, doing amazing music, but they forget about themselves as a brand. And that has been the advantage of Reggie Mbole, because despite the music they have been doing, they also made sure they had a brand that they could sell outside of the music. For example, in terms of synchronization, they get invited to TV shows, they get invited to events which they are paid for because of the brand they've built over the years. So we have been a lot of us have been very myopic about the music industry as a whole. We are happy churning out the music and all of that. For example, over here, the systems are set up in such a way that you maximize the returns from your investment. Why do I say this? I spoke to a lot of musicians, even some big musicians in Ghana. They haven't even got publishers. They are not registered with PROs. They are not registered with CMOs. So all the money they are getting is from the streams, which is just one part from the streams. You can actually get about 3 or 4 different income streams from the music online, but they're only getting the ones they see in their maybe DistroKid account or Ditto account. That money is just a minute part of it. They are losing out on their mechanicals, their publishing, their neighboring rights, and that has been our advantage. And also one thing as well is, as an artist, you need to know who your target audience is and what sort of artist you want to be. Are you going to be a performing artist? Are you going to be just a recording artist? All of these things come into play. My boys are Reggie and Mboli. They are recording artists, but I would say their core is more of performance. They perform more than any Ghanaian artist I know. I think the only one closer would be another boy in the UK called KOG, Kweku of Ghana, who fronts 2 bands and is affiliated with a 3rd band. They are always on the road. Sometimes they play 2-3 shows in a day and then off to the next town or to the next country. So brand position is important. And I think you asked about longevity as well. Over here, there are several ways that artists keep themselves relevant, because you'll not be on the top forever. And secondly, you do not need to even have a massive hit song to eat, as we say in Ghana, from your music. And what some of these artists from years ago do is that they re-release some of these hits. As you know, we have younger generation coming up and all of that. So to get in touch with these young ones, they remaster, re-release, they do compilations, they will do maybe the best of maybe Serial, stuff like that. And also appearances. They take opportunities to register with maybe booking agents where they can get them on TV shows, some radio shows, some events. For example, Reggie and Mboli, December is coming, and already they are booked for several cities where they turn on the Christmas lights for different towns. I was with them on one of those tours, I think maybe 2 years ago, and we'll be in Romford, we'll be in Newcastle, we'll be like all over. So these are some of the things that artists can do to be relevant still. And I applaud someone like Okyeame Kwame. Oh my God, I don't know how he does it. He always finds ways to reinvent himself, and he's always relevant. And I think he's a test case that we need to be looking at. So I think in short, that's what I can say.
Exciting. I don't know if you know Flo Stone is in the studio with us as well.
Flo King. Yeah.
Yes, good. Cyril, you have more questions, or I think
he's wrapped it up nicely.
Yeah.
But a question I'd like to ask is his experience in the UK, right? And the way is my mic okay? You can hear me now. So I was going to say that based on your experience spans in Ghana and then in the UK as well. Now, is the diversification mindset when the artists themselves realize it, or is it from a managerial perspective? Who is the one who sparks the change that, okay, let's get more into synchronization, let's see if we can do some PR and get into talk shows? Yeah. Is it, for example, Reggie and Mboli, did they come up with that genius idea for you to execute, or is it just the management that leads that?
No. The management or the team around you plays a very important role. Very, very important role. The artists would have the ideas, but sometimes it's the management team or the team around the artist that will look out and say, you know what, I think we need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. Sit at the table, come up with a plan, etc., and then try and execute it. So having a team around you is very important. I know because there isn't much income coming in our local scene, so people can't afford some of these things. So over here, for example, we've got the of course the management team. One's handling the Africa and the Caribbean, and then we've got the ones handling the UK, Europe, and the US as well. We've got our tour management. We've got our booking agent. We've got our financial team, and then the legal team. Sometimes all of these teams work together to ensure that they are maximizing income for the brand. For example, in terms of sync, sometimes you get if you have got very good publishers, or sometimes the management, sometimes we also approach entities to try and see how we can work in collaboration. It's very, very, very important, because there are times that a brand will come to you, or maybe an event promoter will say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do these tours. We're not going to pay you money up front, but this is the plan. We split at a certain percentage, but then we'll provide everything, all the logistics that you need. These are some of the collaborations that we are talking about. And also, in terms of merchandising is another way as well. Merchandising is another way as well that brands and artists can maximize. It's a difficult area, but if you are able to get it right, it is very, very, very lucrative in that sense.
Thank you so very much. We really appreciate it. Your time on the show with us, and insightful conversations, and the highlights that you've given us in here. I've been talking to Mark Darlington. He works with Reggie Mboli on the team, and I mean, he just mentioned various departments. That's the part that excited me.
Put everything together really nicely.
Let me say good morning real quickly to Hussein Nako Habila on Twitter. Says so Chame Kwame making huge sense. Kendrick Better, good morning as well. Says so Chame Kwame, respect. And also to Kendrick. Yeah, Kendrick, I mentioned Kendrick already. Thank you all of you for tuning in to the show. Bright says, how old is Flo Kingston? Because he looks so young.
The vampire effect.
I'm like Jay. I'm like Jay.
We did.
Okay, Flo. You earlier mentioned that you've not been under any label and all of that. Now with the list, exactly, with the list of people that Mac has mentioned have to be on your team, and in pushing your brand to the next level, in elevating the brand. Have you thought of the fact that if nobody is coming to you, if nobody is approaching you as an artist to want to work with you, have you thought of approaching people? Have you taken those steps in approaching people, in creating that solid team that will work with you first as an artist and then as a brand, so that in the years to come, when your music isn't working for you, then the brand is working for you? If the brand is not working for you, then the business is working for you.
I think I've done that a lot of times. I've done that. Even I currently have a team. I've been having teams for a long time. But you see, Mark Darlington says something which is very real. In Ghana here, you see, the people who are supposed to be the managers or be with us in that team, they are actually working in the banks, and they are marketing managers for big companies. Yes, the people who actually went to school to study marketing, we can't pay them. So most of the people artists work with, and this is most of the artists, are friends we grew up with, or people who just they feel our songs, who have time for us to roll with us and learn on the job. So most artists are running with friends who know someone or two, or who have some link up. Because the real people, we've worked with the people who actually went to school to do that, or who know so much about. And when they stay with you for like maybe 3 months, and they see that the money that is coming in is not enough, as he would have made if he was working with MTN, then he is living because. Charlie,
equally as we see as a business, we need to understand that they're also now dependent on
the same revenue.
You become a business.
They don't
for
have the
that.
passion. The passion is still with the artist.
Exactly.
And you become a business for him as well.
Exactly. So we've been with a lot of people like that. Most of the artists in Ghana, they work with their family. So because it hasn't financially the business hasn't grown to a certain level that I'm talking about Ghana because of the lack of structures here. People are not safe or secured. I mean, I'm talking about professionals. Don't feel safe to be spending their whole life with an artist because the
how sure am I that I'll get the same money?
This point you just made us now goes to really fight back the point that we've been talking about.
About structures, corporate.
How do we get investment into? The
investment is not only monetary, right? It's also about the right personnel. But here's the case, like you're saying, the personnel. The personnel can do the service, but they don't have the passion. You might want to go hungry 6 months, because you believe that when the album drop, everything will be. But you cannot force a marketing you can't force a videographer or a marketing manager to stay with you for 6 months because by December we go hit. You know
it's crazy.
And that's a real problem.
So it's a very valid point.
So we just but you see, for instance, maybe Nigeria, they have a lot of people, like rich people who are ready to invest. Most of the problem comes because of lack of money. Because say, if the guy is working with you and he knows that every month he's getting paid this amount, he doesn't care anymore. He will go all out for you. But we don't have the financial backing. Like I was saying, the Nigerians, they have a lot of Oga people.
Bro, let me worry you.
Some money.
Let me worry you.
Talk to me.
The rooms you can enter and the few rich people or enterprising businessmen we have in Ghana, I believe that any celebrity in Ghana worth their salt can access a conversation with these people. And if you're a reputable brand like Flo Kingston and you bring on board a Sadiq, that this is my manager now, he's setting up the team around my brand, where both of you can enter to get a check from that Oga, I don't think it's impossible.
Bro,
I think
the problem is Sadiq going to do that because Sadiq is making a lot of money elsewhere.
That's what I'm saying. That
he doesn't even want to.
You see, sometimes I've been at some of these conversations. You know, so sometimes the problem is that we are not forthcoming with exactly what we are going to put in and exactly what we expect in return. If I know that working at MTN for a year is going to get me 500,000 total in salary, right? That's what I need to benchmark on the table for you that Flo. By December 23, you should have paid me this. This is how I want it structured. Because that's the conversation we need to take to Oga Foley for him to release the money.
But wouldn't that also be putting too much pressure?
And data. Like, there's no proper data. For instance,
I can imagine from the era
the conversation is going back to the same place we will land.
And wouldn't that be putting too much pressure on the artist?
And why is there no data? There's no data because Gamro and Musica.
Exactly.
So the conversation always, you see, yesterday, bro, where will you get the data flowing?
From there.
Where? No, mention it. They say I'm saying it.
No, it's fact.
He's stating a fact.
It's fact.
You know One Piece.
Okay.
It's serious.
Bro, so where would you get, where would you get data? We have the likes of Good Music who are doing independent data analysis and tracking on radio and TV, right? Apart from Good Music, everybody who is a private company where you would have to pay for that. Where would you have access as a musician to go and pick that data to back your brand?
I think in today's day and time, you can easily access data if you want to. You can easily access data. Like, you don't have to actually go to Gamro or go to Musica to retrieve whatever data you're looking for. I mean, that's how come these artists are able to tell us. That's how come. That's how come these artists are able to tell us. My song has garnered X number of streams on this platform and X number of streams on this platform or X number of streams on this platform. I think is very easily accessible.
You are missing the point. You are missing the point.
What's the point?
The point.
Maybe I'm not seeing the point. That's why I'm missing.
The point, right, is that not everybody is going to make 1 million streams on Spotify and have that as a viable data point. But he might make 1,000 or 5,000 plays on Plus FM. Right,
that's
and
what I'm saying.
I'm not going to get that data unless I go to the institutions like these ones you don't want me to mention for that data. You need to be at an apex of your career to be relevant on Spotify, Boomplay, Audio Mac, Apple Play, and all that. You understand? So that if you are already big and you are making 10 million streams on Spotify, right, then the system would be building around you because you are at a certain level of your career. But you can't tell me that you are only relevant if you are trending on Spotify. You could be on radio and not be on that. You get my point.
All right, so Cyril, Mr. Producer, I think we'll be discussing digital media, digital stores, and their data as against Gamro and Musica. We'll be discussing that. That's a very important point for us. But we are almost out of time. I want us to share the last minutes we have left to talk more about the new EP.
Okay.
The new EP.
Let's go.
Because this one, after the show, Cyril and I are going to have a sit down over Fufuachi and discuss it, and then come back hard on this. Let's talk about the new EP. Title, when it's dropping, how many songs on there.
Okay, so before I get back to the EP, I just want to add a little bit something to it. You see, our culture or our social structure as Ghanaians, a lot of rich people don't even want people to know they are rich. That's why, as artists and stuff, sometimes you even want to go and shoot a video in a nice house or something, and the person doesn't even want people to know that he has that house. Because when they get to know his family, people are coming for him for more money. A lot of rich people in Ghana don't want to show it. In Nigeria, they want to show it. They want to throw money on people for people to know that they are rich.
The culture is different.
So our social structure alone doesn't even allow a lot of rich people to come out to support certain people. I mean, when Nam1 came and he was throwing money on the entertainment industry, he had issues. People were actually looking into his matter. But who is this small boy who has come and now he's throwing money like that? Everyone was on him. So a lot of rich people don't want to associate themselves with anything that will make them popular. They don't want that popularity. That's one thing. That is not making us get enough money for the industry. So okay, back to the EP. So this is the Love and Party EP.
Love and Party.
Yes. So basically, the EP is spreading love and it's giving joy because I realized that the system make hot. Like everyone, everywhere. It's not even only in Ghana. Even UK self make hot. So, but not as hot as Ghana though.
Of course.
So if we don't have songs that will still keep us motivated and feel loved and happy, we will go crazy. So I decided to do an EP of 4 songs.
Okay.
And one thing too that I did was that I checked the times. That's what I keep doing. I think one of the things that keeps me relevant all over these years is that I love to learn. And I love to learn new things. And I respect everything that comes new. I respect the new artists and the vibe they bring. I'm not the type who will be like, Charlie, we were good old days. Those days where we did, you these small boys. No. Yeah. I respect what they've brought in and I learned from them too. So with this EP, basically what I did was use the sounds, the current sounds, and put myself into it. So this, there's a song on my EP called Dimple, which is trending on TikTok right now. Dimple, I use the vibe of Afro high life, like Kelvin Boys Down Flat. But I put our simple type of vibe in it for the ladies because I feel like songs like that they go far. So that's why I did Dimple. I checked the system and I just did that. Then I have another song on the EP called Wine For Me. Wine For Me is an amapiano vibe. But at the same time, I put my go low vibe in it. For me to be in the amapiano. You get what I mean? So I just don't pick the sounds at the time. But I pick the sounds at the time and I put the Flo Kingston in the sounds at the time. So that's why I did the Wine For Me. Then I have another song, Good Times. Good Times is also like a party song.
Seems the titles are all very
party, very happy-go-lucky.
Good Time. Then I have Makeup, and Makeup too was me studying social media and realizing that a lot of ladies are confused now. Yes,
Hey.
Yes, they are confused because you see.
Then you say,
oh, you're wearing
you use powder.
Even men use powder. JNT
you
don't want to
don't
use
get it.
powder.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do makeup.
No, let him land. Let the brother land.
What I'm saying,
this Yomo worry you, pal.
Jabbing.
No, I'm not jabbing. What I'm saying is that because a lot of certain ladies get a lot of likes and followership by wearing butt implants and stuff and having a perfect look on social media, which is not really the truth when you see them personally. It makes a lot of other ladies also lower their self-esteem because they feel like this.
Not sure. We have a minute more, so
they feel like
argue tomorrow.
They feel like this is how the men want it. You get what I mean? Like this girl has done her thing this way, and all the men are trooping there. So it means that I have to also do one or two.
Allow us to think what we think, because do it without you will do without communicating to us what we should.
Let me finish.
We should. So we are analyzing ourselves.
So let me finish.
And the analysis is flawed.
Bro, where can I get the EP?
Yeah. So basically, makeup is telling the ladies that we love them just the way they are.
Okay.
Whether you have makeup on or makeup off,
we love you the way you are.
Just the way you are. So it's to motivate and tell the ladies that you don't have to go the extra mile to feel okay.
I'll have to listen. I'll have to listen to the song, but then I would want to know how. Are you looking
Lenny,
to
we
promote,
have just a minute to go.
Promote the song? What are the strategies you are putting in place to promote the songs on this EP and the EP in totality?
Okay, so right now the EP is out, Love and Party. And we realized that nowadays the way of promotion have changed. For instance, TikTok is number one now. Yes. So even though we are doing all the other sites, but we have a structure where TikTok first
comes up,
which is actually trending right now.
Okay.
TikTok first. The other social media platforms like the Twitters and the rest. When basically it's like more of social media because every other thing goes back to social media. For instance, when the song dropped or when the EP dropped, it trended number 4 or 3 on Twitter. On Facebook, it's large. And basically the promo was more
focused on digital and social.
Exactly. We'll discuss this as well. This is a very good thing for us to look at with regards to the traditional media against the digital media and which one is the forefront for the talent now,
especially in today's day and time.
I asked where we could stream it or where we could.
Bro. It's everywhere. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, Boomplay, Audio Mark, everywhere.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Best of luck with it.
Flo Kingston, thank you so very much for joining us here this morning. But
I'll when I go out, I'll come back because December, I do this large stadium show in Obuasi.
Okay.
I did it last time. The stadium, they've never seen, even when they play football, they don't get like 10,000 people coming. Yeah. It was my own show, own stadium show that I headlined, and it was huge. And I also do a certain show in Kumasi, about 30,000 people. Osei shut down. It's been a while since I did it. I want to come back and do it this December, and also a couple of shows in Accra. So basically, I'm planning to. When I go, come back very soon.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Well, thank you very much. We've had Flo Kingston join us. Let me say thanks to Mark Darlington and also to Ochami Kwame, who were guests via Zoom on here. Good morning to you, Ro JJ. I see you as well. Thank you very much to you, Cordovo. Thank you so much for your comments and tweets at us. We really appreciate it. We are back here same time tomorrow on more conversations right here on Culture Daily. It's Jay. It's
C-Real.
And Lenny Lamute.
And one more time, Flo King, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Keep on locked onto the station and onto Plus 89.9 FM and enjoy the rest of the day.